on top. They're at NC State today. And on October 30th, the Tar Heels will play Georgia Tech. So these three leaders in the ACC are going to butt heads by the end of the month, and will give some meaning as to what the numbers will mean after their name. It could wind up being a very close race if somebody can handle these Seminoles, and so far nobody has been able to do it. Jermaine Stringer is 86. Lavernus Coles, number 7, back with him. This is David Frakes right here to kick it off for the white-shirted Engineers of Georgia Tech. High hanger and coming down to the 6-yard line. It's taken by Stringer. And good coverage as he gets out to about the 22-yard line. So the chilly starting lineup for the Florida State Seminoles. The line, freshman guard Donald Heaven back healthy, but this group had a bit of a rough outing against Duke despite the score. The receivers, with Peter Warwick beginning to get more and more attention from the defense and having a great season. Ernie Green may turn it up some today. And in the backfield, Davey Ford starts at tailback. The Noles are still looking for a solid running game. Lamar Glenn gets the starting call at fullback because he's been knocking linebackers out of the hole. So here we go with Thad Busby stepping up under center, and the first snap of the game for the undefeated third-ranked Florida State Seminoles. This is Davey Ford, and Ford will be hit hard at the line of scrimmage by Ralph Hughes.
Ball carrier number 22, Davey Ford. Stopped and played by number 46, Ralph Hughes.
In fact, there's a bit of a loss on the play as Davey Ford had the first carry of the ball game. It is 2nd down, 11. Ralph Hughes has been the pressure man for Georgia Tech at the defensive end. Florida State and Georgia Tech in Tallahassee at Bill Campbell Stadium on the Florida State University campus. This is Ford with the pitch, jammed up at the line of scrimmage, can't get back to the line of scrimmage as number 46 is right in his face again. Well, once more, Ralph Hughes from Montgomery, Alabama, makes a defensive play for the Yellow Jackets. The Georgia Tech defense, there's a freshman at nose guard, Tony Robinson. We've told you about Hughes. And Tarplin's been playing very, very well at the other defensive end. The linebackers, Brooking and Rogers, are the big show here. They are two tough dudes. Watching them is a lot of fun. The defensive secondary, the safeties like to jump into the run stop. And this group has 7 interceptions in 5 games so far this season. Avian Harrell is in the ball game for Florida State. They come to the near side with it. And Davey Ford on 3 carries finds very little room and winds up losing almost 2 yards net in that particular possession.
Keith, three running plays for Florida State. They are 90th in the nation running it, and they are 5th passing the ball, but they come out trying to get their running game going.
Here's the punt by Keith Cottrell. And he settles under the ball. Harvey Middleton, the fine wide receiver for Georgia Tech, back at the 38-yard line. We understand that Michigan State Northwestern has lost power and will be with us for a while. They're working on it, obviously, and will fix it just as soon as they can. So meantime, be entertained by these two. That's George O'Leary in his 3rd season at Georgia Tech with a record of 15-15 as the head coach. There are 7 people, I think, on the Georgia Tech coaching staff that are from the New York area. I asked Mike Finn this morning, did he sometimes feel like he was in the wrong building when he went to work?
Little accent there.
On 1st down from the 38-yard line, they won the ball, and they've got some good ones. That's Charles Wiley getting up to about the 43-yard line. Chilly starting lineup for Georgia Tech. Along the line, only one senior, Ken Solage. Brett Key and Chris Brown, a redshirt freshman. The receivers are a strength of Tech with both Harvey Middleton and Derek Stiegel on the field. And in the backfield, there's a lot of good running backs here. They're 6 deep. Charles Wiley, we just saw him. He'll play fullback as well as tailback. And the freshman 250-pound Ed Wilder got the ball today. They need to beef in the backfield because of the Florida State defensive front pressure. Well, they go back to Charles Wiley again, and Wiley is going to be about a yard short of the 1st down. So the Tech run looks a little bit better than Florida State's in the early going. The FSU defense, very good. I mean, this is a good defensive football team, led, of course, up front by Andre Wadsworth. But Larry Smith and Jerry Johnson have improved weekly. The linebackers, this threesome, as good as anybody in the country, and I won't be surprised by what Sam Coward has a big day today. In the secondaries, the fellas back there get to pick and choose because of all those raging bulls up front. So too. They try for the first down, and they don't get it. Charles Wiley, Bush 44, came plowing through the stack, and then the rest of the big people up there just hunkered down, and there's a Florida State man shaken up on the play. It is number 96 who is knocked down. That's Larry Smith, the young man from Folkestone, Georgia, who had gone to offense, come back to defense, and has been having a very, very good season. Bobby Bowden, of course, is in the category of your Joe Paterno and Tom Osborne and those kind of people. He's a walking, talking, living legend. George O'Leary taking over at Georgia Tech is only the 10th coach up there. But Bobby's been here now for 22. This is 22 seasons for him at Florida State. He has 202 wins. But he's concerned about the possibility of losing his big interior lineman, Larry Smith. You see he's groggy, and Georgia Tech is going for it. 4th and 1. Hamilton comes back. Let's see if they really snap the ball or try to tease him offside.
They almost got him to jump.
Almost got him to jump.
He's going back and forth. That's Cuba, number 34. He may go back and forth many more times. They're not snapping this ball.
No, they're not. They're going to take a delay of game call and then punt it.
Cuba was getting dizzy.
And credit Florida State's poise for not jumping. So now they will go ahead and punt the ball on 4th and 6.
Well, you know, it's not a bad move by O'Leary because Florida State had 7 offside penalties, 23 penalties in all last week against Duke. Here's a good guy right here.
Rodney Williams. He had 6 punts last week against NC State and averaged just under 53 yards per punt.
This is a great matchup. Kicking to Peter Warwick, who is explosive returning kicks.
Well, let's see what Williams does on his first one. And I lost it in the clouds, but it's now in the hands of Warwick, and Peter goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. For those of you who are expecting the Northwestern Michigan State game, we understand you've lost your power. We're working on it, and we'll get it to you just as soon as we can.
There's a look at Smith.
We're in Tallahassee.
Yeah, we're in Tallahassee, by the way.
I can't do much about it.
There's a defensive lineman, Smith, who came out. I think he just got his bell rung. There's a look at Ralph Friedgen, the offensive coordinator, talking to the offensive line, seeing if there's anything different that Florida State was doing defensively on the first series.
And he's a man who turned down a chance to go with Bobby Ross from San Diego to Detroit, but elected to go back to Georgia Tech and coach at the collegiate level. And here's Thad Busby on the money with his first pass of the day, and it's completed to Peter Warwick, the sophomore out of Bradenton, Florida. And he's got 9 yards on the catch. He is having a spectacular season.
He is, Keith. He's caught 24 balls, and 6 of them have been touchdowns. Mark Rick said, enough of this running, let's throw the football. Take a look at what Peter Warwick has done this season. 109 yards per game receiving is number 1 in the ACC. 155 yards all-purpose, returning kicks and receiving per game.
Day before, there's the deep back out of the eye. They give it to the up man, the fullback, and it's Lamar Glenn slamming in for the first down for the Seminoles. And so there's your first down of the ball game. Well, Michigan was scared by Iowa. Penn State was frightened out of their shoes by Minnesota.
And the folks at Michigan State would probably pull and they both get beaten.
I'm sure. And they're playing Northwestern today, but this might be that kind of a Saturday, you know. LSU was getting pounded by Ole Miss a while ago. And Bobby Bowden's been talking about it all week long. Back goes Thad Busby, rolls it out, goes underneath, the pass is incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Melvin Pearsall. Remember when Florida State had the that fast break offense that was created in the hands of Charlie Ward and started against Georgia Tech. And we've got a special feature on that for you later. But they didn't play with the tight end in that particular offense. But now they've gone back to the tight end, and Pearsall's a good one.
I think if they want to establish some run, Keith, they need to go to the I formation like they are now and have a good blocking tight end.
Busby's pass to the sidelines, and he misses Warwick this time. Pretty good coverage over there on him, but the ball was wide.
Thad knew he should have had that one because it was a quick fake, and a short out on the outside. That is, here it is right here. Expected, you see all the way, you got good vision. That ball just takes off in his hand. He hasn't thrown many passes here. I think that's his second or third pass of the ball game, so probably not into it. Mark Richt there on the left side, and ex-quarterback at the University of Miami, does an outstanding job working with these Florida State quarterbacks.
But the old veteran wide receiver is Ernie Green, and he's up there at the top of your picture now with Warwick. Made the EG's turn. Couldn't find him. He had to pull it down and take off, and he has stopped short of his first down. He had to go on 3rd and 10, and Derek Shepard stepped up to make the tackle for him. Derek is out of Dayton, Ohio. So at the 35-yard line, it'll be 4th down and 4 for Florida State, and they'll have to punt. Keith Cottrell's all the way on second to punt in the first quarter, and I don't think he's kicked that much all year in the first quarter. It's a lazy spiral coming downfield out of about the 25-yard line, and penalty flags are thrown. And I think that Florida State's going to get nipped here for violating that free space that a man's entitled to for the catch.
Fair catch interference by the kicking team. Violation of the 5-yard belt. 5-yard penalty on the spot of the foul. First down.
So that gets a hoot from the home folks, and will give Georgia Tech a little better field position with 9:02 to go in the first quarter of play and no score. The weather in Tallahassee today, overcast to very comfortable. Georgia Tech, I wonder whether or not we see the option here, because the Yellow Jackets do run it with Joe Hamilton, and they run it very well. The referee today is Robin Wood. The umpire is Clark Gaston. Obviously, they're ACC officials. And there's Larry Smith, who came out of the ball game shaken up. In replacing him is Billy Rhodes, and Jerry Johnson has moved over to Smith's spot. Rhodes, an offensive lineman, is in playing defense right now. Here's the pass. Pass is thrown and caught to Derek Stegall. And Stegall, out of Noonan, Georgia, is brought down by Tay Cody. Here is Lynn Swann.
Well, Keith, Larry Smith was literally knocked out of the ball game. They're going to wait to the end of the first quarter to reevaluate him to see if he plays. But number 75, Billy Rhodes, takes his place, Keith. And he practiced at the beginning of the year at defensive lineman. He has since 3 weeks ago been changed to a guard. He has not practiced at all at the defensive line position. So right now, Keith.
Well, it gives up to Hamilton. Ends it off. Hit the ball very well. Snuck it into the belly of Charles Wiley. Wiley is up around the marker and close to a first down.
Keith, the style of this Georgia Tech offense is their running game. In fact, they lead the ACC in rushing, 188 yards per game on the average. But look what they're going up against. Florida State, the best run defense team in the nation.
One of the matchups that's going to be worth watching today, and so far he's held up very well, is that redshirt freshman Chris Brown against Andre Wadsworth.
Yes, good point. Right tackle against Andre Wadsworth right there, 85.
So they move the chains, and Georgia Tech comes up with a first down, just over the 40-yard line. No score in the first quarter with 8 minutes to play. Hamilton hands it to Wiley. And Wiley hits in there with some pop. He's up to about the 45-yard line. Wiley comes in at 226 pounds. He's a junior out of Miami. Ed Wilder, who's playing fullback and has been in the backfield and right now is down on the field, shaken up, is a 250-pound freshman. But somebody had let a little air out of Ed right now.
Uh-huh.
Next Saturday, live at 3:30 Eastern, America's biggest roadshow rolls along. ABC's regional action, including Northwestern and Ohio State in the Big Ten. Big 12 matchup, either Colorado, Texas, or Nebraska, Kansas. Arizona and Washington State, Clemson and Maryland. Check the local listings in your area.
George O'Leary, Keith, and I know you like him a lot. I'm very impressed with what he has done in his short time at Georgia Tech. You know, he, as you mentioned, Bobby Ross, he was on that staff. They won the national championship in 1990. In 91, after the season, they went to San Diego Chargers. Ralph Friedgen, the offensive coordinator right there, went with them. And then George O'Leary came back. And now Ralph Friedgen has come back. Bobby Ross went on to the NFL, the Detroit Lions. But Friedgen and O'Leary are back coaching at Georgia Tech. And there is a lot of quality and a lot of character in this ball club right here. They will not roll over for Florida State.
Philip Rogers is in the backfield now for the Engineers, along with Wiley. That moves Wiley up in the fullback slot. And the ball goes to Philip Rogers from East Point, Georgia, and the 225-pound sophomore loses a yard as he runs into Greg Spires, back from a broken leg, and Lamont Green.
As a look at the defense, somebody's got a block on Johnson, number 92. They can't let him get into the backfield. Wiley, number 36, was blocking on the defensive lineman, but he was 3 yards in the backfield before he saw anybody.
So it is 3rd down and 7 now for the Jackets. And in motion is Stiegel. Hamilton flushed out of the pocket and tackled for a loss back at the 40-yard line, and Greg Spires got in there, number 90, big senior from Cape Coral, Florida.
Well, Ralph Friedgen was telling us the other day that if there's any concern that he has, it's a matchup problem in the offensive line. He's got about 3 problems in that offensive line trying to block some of these guys. Take a look at the pass rush. 85 on the left is Wadsworth. He forces back up inside, and there is just no place to go.
And so Rodney Williams is in for his second punt. His first one was good for 41 yards. Peter Warwick is waiting for it. And that's a beauty. Warwick just back inside the 10 to the 8. He's taken down right there. That's very good coverage by Georgia Tech. Hustling down to make the tackle is Travaris Tillman, a defensive back. 49-yard punt, 2-yard return. Net 47 ain't bad.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing.
Fortune 500 companies know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
So powerful, it's almost scary. Boom. The muscle car lives. The new Trans Am by Pontiac.
Midway through the first quarter, let's go back and take a look. Florida State is great at returning punts. Watch what they do. One of the reasons they can return punts is they don't let the kicking team downfield. Look at them holding everybody up. Now there's a separation between the 2 flyers and the rest of the team. If Warwick can just get by those first 2 guys, he would have had some room to dance and shake. He's already returned 1 punt this year for a touchdown.
Knowles will start down around the 10-yard line, and here they come around on the reverse to Lavernius Coles, and the pre-match students across the 20 and out for the 22 for a first down before Jason Bostic brought him down.
Bostic did a nice job, Keith. He and Coles were out here all by themselves. Coles was an ex-running back in high school, and that's why they run this reversed with him. Here they come again, and he's a running back now at wide receiver. There's nobody else out there except Bostic and Coles, and Bostic just gets him on the ground.
And it's first down for the Noles with a little room at their back now. As Busby steps back and throws quickly to Ernie Green. Green's got a knee on the ground, and it's down right there on the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and 2. Here's an update from John Saunders.
Keith, the Burger King update here, and Warren Hooker ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, 89 yards, and then Washington added again. Brock Huard, 48 yards to Fred Foreman, a terrific catch down to the 26. 4 plays later, Rashawn Sheehy in for a touchdown, 14-0, just like that. Keith.
That's the Arizona team that handled Stanford last Saturday night. I mean, they shut down Stanford's running game completely. Second down and 2. Give the ball to David Ford. Ford's got daylight on the right side of the line. And he's got a first down at the 39-yard line before Tillman brings him down. It was 50 years ago today, October 18, 1947, and Ford gets up limping, that Florida State Seminoles played their first college football game. They lost 14-6 to Stetson.
See, those are the 4 running backs. They're all young. Feaster's the oldest. Ford and Minor are freshmen, true freshmen. Gooch is a redshirt freshman, but Davey Ford gets banged up, and now Dee Feaster back in the ball game. No, that's not Feaster. That's Minor. Excuse me.
Travis Minor.
Yeah.
Busby to the sideline to Warwick. Good. Marked out. Short of the 48-yard line, short of the first down. Again, it's Bostic covering, so it looks like Jason Bostic has the unenviable chore of trying to cover Peter Warwick today.
Right. That update coming from John. You think all those teams that are playing late today, having seen what the scores, a lot of these teams almost got upset. Penn State, Michigan almost got upset. They're all wondering about what's going to happen. Is this the day everybody gets upset or not?
Marvin Minnis is on the field now. He's the man at the bottom of the picture. He's a freshman out of Miami, and he's a blur. They go for the first down and run it. Don't get it. Travis Minor, who is a freshman out of Baton Rouge. It'll be third down and 5.
Keith Booking has been around for a long time. As you take a look at Davey Ford on the sideline, Keith, it looks to be an ankle. There's a look at Booking. I don't know if he was yawning or not. He leads this team in tackles. In fact, he's third in the ACC in tackles this year.
It's Minor.
There's Booking.
And it's a fist fight at the line of scrimmage. Let's see about the mark. That man across the way who puts foot down does not have him for a first down. It'll be 4. And here comes the kicking team. Third punt of the quarter for Florida State.
There's a look at Booking, number 35. He led the conference in tackles 2 years ago. He's third this year. He was second last year, so he has been right there. And if he makes the number of tackles he should make this year, he'll be number 1.
Soft, lazy spiral. Fair catch this ball. The 18-yard line where it'll be first down for Georgia Tech. Time remaining in the first quarter of play, 3:07, and there's a penalty flag. I don't know if there's interference with the fair catch call or not. Didn't appear so, but the flag is thrown in that area.
On the kicking team, violation of the 5-yard belt. First down.
The rule is, Keith, you have to give him 6 feet. And an opportunity.
5 yards, though.
No, you have to give him 2 yards or 6 feet to catch the football. Bobby was telling us yesterday, all the penalties, he said we had 20 called, but 3 were denied, so we actually had 23 penalties.
And it's first down, Georgia Tech now. The ball out at the 24-yard line. Wilder is back in there, the big old freshman at fullback, and the pass is drilled. Beautiful pass thrown by Hamilton right into the chest of Mike Sheridan. And the youngster from Massapequa, New York, makes the catch. He's got 9 yards on the play.
Well, this is where Hamilton is dangerous, Keith. He can avoid the first man and get outside and make something happen. That time, Wadsworth was in the pocket. Hamilton slid to the outside and picked up the first down.
Well, he got a good mark, and he got his first down.
Wadsworth trying to be blocked by the tight end. That'll never work.
So they move the chains for the Jackets. It's on the 34 now. Hamilton and Richmond. It's almost something here from the old Belly series that Georgia Tech used to run, where the quarterback can run along with the fullback, stick it in his belly, then pull it out and give it to somebody else. And there's some of those characteristics in this offense.
Keith, just to show, go ahead and run this play, and I ask you to stop it, just to show you the danger of this guy. Now, stop it right here. Watch it. Right here. See Wadsworth? Wadsworth is taken out of the play because of the threat of Hamilton going out on the outside. So just him handing the ball off and carrying out his fake is going to hold the defenses down.
They go back to Phil Rogers, Philip Rogers, number 37 in the game now. And on 2nd and 7, he gets it to near the 40. One of the things about these Tech running backs is they hit in that hole pretty quickly, don't they?
They are big and they are fast, Keith. They have all sizes. They have Charlie Rogers is the smallest, but they have a lot of running backs, and as you know, you never really have enough good ones.
Nope. 3rd down and a long 4. Less than a minute and a half to go in the first quarter, and we've got no score. 3rd-ranked Florida State, number 25-ranked Georgia Tech. Hamilton's pass is away and thrown short of the marker to Harvey Middleton. And Harvey Middleton has become a man of record in Georgia Tech history out of Jamestown, South Carolina. They've definitely marked him a yard short of the first down.
Harvey's caught 136 passes in his career.
They asked for the measurement. And he is well short of it.
I think this Florida State has excellent special teams, and sometimes they try to return things, and other times they try to block punts. And if you're going to try and block one early, the first 2 or 3 punts is a good time to try it. Florida State blocked one last week against Duke and scored a touchdown off of it.
Well, remember Joe Wessel.
Yeah, I remember Joe.
Joe became a star with 4 blocks.
They're not trying to block this one, though. They're not sure whether they're going to kick it.
It's got a lot of spin on it and a lot of carry on it. It's going over the head of Warwick and going into the end zone. It didn't take a big bounce, though. They were actually close to getting to it. And so with only 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Florida State gets the ball at their own 20. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern Time. The Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts in that ball game. A couple of veteran quarterbacks were fit, in particular in the Colts case, Jim Harbaugh, trying to get things going. And the rookie running back for Buffalo, Antoine Smith, out of Houston, has been something of a budding star for them this season.
Yes, he has.
Bills are 3-3. Davey Ford is back in at tailback. And it's first down from the 20. Busby back to throw. Goes deep. E.G. Green can't get it.
Could have had it, Keith.
Could have.
There was double coverage there. Wilkins, the free safety, was over there, and Busby threw it, and he had his hands on it. Take a look. First down passing. Play action pass, holds the linebackers, top of your screen. Now he's double covered, but look at the play he makes. Makes a nice play to try and catch him.
So Caldwell coming back, the corner coming back to help. And between the corner and the safety, they knock it away.
Keith, you can throw that as a quarterback. You can throw that if you know that your receiver is going to go up and fight for it and protect you.
Green does that. That ball is thrown underneath to Melvin Pearsall, the tight end, and he'll be taken down at the 26-yard line by Keith Brooking.
Stop by number 35, Keith Brooking.
And we're inside 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. They're going to have a hard time replacing Brooking and Rogers because they have been tough guys in that linebacker position throughout their career.
Started there 3 years in a row, Keith.
Yep. So we've done one at Doak Campbell Stadium, and number 3 Florida State is scoreless with Georgia Tech.
then Doris is driving it, and she says, but Elliot, I can't feel the road. And I said, but what do you expect? It's a luxury car. Anyway, we then drive it down to the Grove. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
Sea turtles. They bury their eggs in some tropical beach. When the eggs hatch, the babies find their way to the water and across miles of ocean. Now, we also have this built-in sense of direction when we're in our own shells.
Karin, the car navigation system from Philips Magnavox. It shows exactly how to get to where you want to go.
Man has finally caught up with nature.
State Farm presents Rules of the Game.
We're talking about the runner being downed by contact. In this play is the runner downed by the tackler.
A lot of what I do goes on behind the scenes. You know, most people aren't exactly on a first-name basis with their State Farm claim representative. They know their agent, but they probably don't know that their agent has a partner, that we're a team, that we've worked on hundreds of claims together. But people take notice when a claim is handled promptly, and you won't get too many complaints if you just treat them fair, because that's when people appreciate what we do and who they're insured with.
We're talking about a runner being downed by contact. In this play, the runner is not downed by contact as his knee did not touch the ground. He may continue to run with the ball.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. This is college football on ABC Sports.
No score after the first quarter of play between Florida State and Georgia Tech. Now let's see whether or not the Noles can crank it up a notch. Get something out of it. They start the quarter on 3rd down and 3 with 3 wideouts. Harrell, Warwick, Green. Busby, quick drop, quick pop, first down. Completed to Harrell. Damian Harrell is tackled at the 39-yard line by Jerry Caldwell.
Nice read by Thad Busby, nice connection, pick up the first down. If you like defense, you'll like these numbers. There isn't nothing pretty about these numbers.
The defense is perhaps, I might suggest, forcing the offenses to be a bit tentative so far. Though Florida State did go into the book a bit, Mark Richt choosing to send Lavernius Coles on the reverse. That could have worked, except for Bostic. Ball is thrown underneath, caught by Ernie Green, 40-yard line. Pick up is 2 yards on the play. Keith Brooking, the linebacker, made the tackle. Brooking is 35 and Ron Rogers is 50. The other backer is Delonte Cameron, 55. Those three do most of the work behind the defensive front.
I mean, this is just a smart, solid. It's not an aggressive everybody sell out. It's a contained zone type of coverage. Nothing easy on this defense.
Davey Ford looking for some daylight and didn't find it as Jesse Tarplin, number 41, who's out of Decatur, came over to make the tackle. He's a defensive end. Tarplin had a big ball game against North Carolina State. NC State having at it tonight with the Tar Heels. Some interest to the ACC country. Florida State will spend the timeout, 13 minutes and 25 seconds, remaining to play in the first half, and there's no score.
You don't need binoculars to see why Escort is so popular. It's a value so enticing, it's like getting cake with extra icing. You can get power, lots of power, power galore, to whisk down the windows and unlock the doors, adjust the side mirrors, but wait, there is more. Opt for a remote, AC, a smooth automatic, and a CD player for the music fanatic. And if that's not enough, you can get an anti-theft system to protect this good stuff. The buck starts here for Escort Thrills, somewhat higher, loaded to the gills.
If you want the theater experience, without that theater experience, get a home theater system at Circuit City and enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. Circuit City, you can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell. Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer. Duracell. Energizer. Duracell. Duracell.
Recent tests proved that Duracell outlasts Energizer. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
The stampede is coming. Indy's the sight. The Bills try to corral the Colts Monday night. Bring on the game now.
We're back, no score in this ball game. Here's a look at the first 3 possessions. Look at where Florida State started off. They're not used to starting that far back, Keith. They're usually on the average starting spot is the 42-yard line. I'm sure Bobby's getting a little antsy here to get his offense going.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 9. Pressure coming from Brooking. And Brooking comes in, gets his quarry. He got by Lamar Glenn, the blocking fullback, and he took Thad Busby down, and it'll be 4th down for the Seminoles, way back at their own 24-yard line.
Take a look from behind the defense. Brooking on the left side just runs around everybody. Nobody touched him. That's just good planning, Keith. The defensive coordinator, Dale Huxtable, saw something, and he took advantage of it.
Cottrell's 4th punt of the day, and coming up with a fair catch for Georgia Tech is Harvey Middleton, and now the Yellow Jackets come up with good field position. They have a 1st down just short of their own 45-yard line, as Cottrell's punt traveled only 32 yards.
Exactly, Keith. Best field position for anybody starting off today. Right here, 45-yard line.
And it was created by that man right there, Mr. Brooking. When he's playing like that, he's missed it. When he's that big. On 1st down, Hamilton lets it go big. It's just over the hands of Harvey Middleton, who was trying to run away from 2 Seminole defenders. And he could not quite reel it in.
Look from behind, play action, 1st down. You've got good field position. Ralph Regent calling the plays. This is a good call. I like it, Keith. You take advantage of your field position. You go for a big play. Now you got 2 downs to pick up the 1st down. And if you don't make that, you're still going to punt the ball away and give the other team negative field position.
The speedster Charlie Rogers, the darting back, is in now for Tech. The tailback and has the ball. And spins for a couple, maybe in the middle, as Andre Wadsworth, number 85, is there for the Seminoles. Charlie Rogers didn't play against NC State. He was dinged up. He's out of Cliffwood, New Jersey at 180 pounds, but he's very quick.
Well, this defense, Keith, is just built on speed and aggressiveness. Mickey Andrews lost a lot of starters from last year's team, the defensive coordinator, and he's just brought more speed back.
Tech comes out now with 4 wideouts, 4 wide receivers. Out of the shotgun, the ball is thrown underneath. It's short of the 1st down to Mike Sheridan. It's Sheridan's 2nd catch of the day, and he's hit instantly by Sam Cowart.
When you do this, when you don't have anybody in the backfield along with Hamilton, one thing Hamilton knows is, hey, I better throw this ball quickly because my 5 guys blocking are not as good as those 4 guys rushing.
And Sheridan is going to say to Hamilton on the sidelines, hey, Joe, don't put me in front of Cowart anymore, will you? On 4th and 2, they'll punt. Williams with no pressure, has it very high and drifting to the sidelines and out of bounds. So he didn't get it quite as deep as he had hoped. They will mark him out at the 21-yard line where the Seminoles will have it and go to work. You've got 11:18 to play in the first half, and so far, field position has dictated caution.
More people who make a living with their tools buy their tools at the Home Depot. And with our incredible selection, all at guaranteed low prices, it's a pretty powerful argument for why you should shop here too. The Home Depot, where people who know their stuff buy their stuff.
Competition can't explain how a car that broke all the molds still has enough power to keep blowing away the stereotypes. Ford Taurus SE Sport, now with a 200 horsepower Duratec V6. Have you driven a Ford lately?
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. Where did you come from? How did you know I needed you? I believe in miracles since you came along. You sexy thing. I got no claim.
Considering the cost of today's exotic multi-metallic engine parts, shouldn't you use an antifreeze coolant with a patented new formula designed to protect your entire engine? Zerex Antifreeze, extreme protection for today's engines.
No score, time remaining as you see, 11-18. A game dominated by the defense and the punters so far. Florida State from the 22-yard line. Busby pumps it, moves a bit, and then throws it out of bounds. He really didn't have anybody available.
You mentioned the punting, Keith. Here's a look at Georgia Tech. Rodney Williams, what he's done on the left side. His last punt was only 26 yards, but he was just trying to kill it out of bounds. George O'Leary said yesterday it was going to be a field position game, and he's very patient. He says, we're going to play our style of game. We want to kick the ball, play defense, and just wait for our opportunities. Now, Bobby Bowden, he ain't happy playing that. He wants some points.
Bobby does not consider 21-point lead safe.
There you go.
Here's a long one with Warwick running under the bomb, and it is incomplete, and running with him. But out-legged in that particular instance was Jason Bostic. Bostic's not very big.
Only 5'9", and they were wondering if he's that tall.
Ernie Green coming back on the field. He is the veteran among the wide receivers, along with Damian Harrell, who's also a senior.
Florida State came into this ball game averaging 40 points a game. They led the conference in scoring and passing and total offense. They've been shut out here so far.
It is 3rd and 10, and they go to a shotgun.
There's a blitz.
They make him move, and he elects to go deep with it, and Warwick had broken off the pattern. He and Bostic had gotten tangled up over there. He turned off the pattern, and the ball is thrown well downfield. And Mark Richt sort of
not happy about the situation.
No, Mark not happy about that.
Well, Mark was an ex-quarterback, as I said, so he knows, what the quarterbacks are going through.
Fourth and 10. Cottrell's punt. A little better one this time. Again, it's a fair catch, and again, Georgia Tech has pretty good field position as Middleton takes it at the 35-yard line. And here's 20.
Keith, I'm with former Florida Seminole Warwick Dunn, who's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Warwick, give us your insights onto what it's like for a freshman to come out here and try and play this game. You've got David Ford, a freshman, Travis Minor.
It's just a lot of things that they have to learn, and because the offense is so complicated, it's a lot of adjustments they have to make, definitely from the high school level.
And this Georgia Tech team has always been a physical opponent for you, haven't they?
Well, they definitely play well against the run, and I think they're making it hard for the freshman running backs to get into a rhythm and for Florida State to run the football.
Well, what would you have to do? I mean, go back to your freshman year. What are the kinds of things that go through your mind that you try and focus on to get better, to improve each game?
But definitely, it starts with having confidence within yourself. They have to have confidence within themselves. They definitely work on their technique. They have to be poised back there. They have to they have to just play within the system when they first get out there and not try to force anything, but just let things come to them. If they can do that and do the things that are going to help the football team, they're going to play well.
Rourke, thank you, and continue good fortune to you at Tampa.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Barry.
Joe Hamilton's in trouble, gets the pass away, throws it in the cheap seats, saves the ball for another down. Roland Seymour was climbing on his frames. On the previous play, Tony Bryant almost took the handoff.
Well, and that was the first time we saw the option, too. And Bryant, the defensive end, just came down so hard that he had no other option but to give it to the fullback.
That's Tony right there, number 40. Charlie Rogers, number 3, is in the backfield. Hamilton looking to the sidelines to check a play. They've got 3 wideouts on the field. Number 9 is Stiegel. 6 is Daniel. 81 is Middleton. 17 is Sheridan. They got 4 of them out there now. And Hamilton looking, gets inside, and he won't get loose. But he was close. Roland Seymour grabbed a hold of his coattail and then slowed him down enough to get a big arm around him and take him down.
It looked to me, Keith, like he wanted to get outside and sprint out, but Seymour, the defensive end on that side, contained him nicely and wouldn't allow it. Watch as he tries to get outside. See, Seymour, well, that's Wadsworth, 85 is on that side. He forced him back up inside.
So in to punt is Rodney Williams. Is back for the punt. It's a low line drive, and Dee Feaster takes it and goes down right there. 25-yard line. Traveris Tillman arriving with the ball. There was no fair catch call made there, so he should go ahead and take him down, and he did. So 9:23 to go in the half, and still no scoring.
Florida State fans, the basketball team.
Okay, Bongo, wave. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Come on, he's never gonna get it. Yeah, finally learned to wave bye-bye.
The new redesigned Ford Ranger, the only compact pickup built Ford tough.
Is to bring ideas to life, to enrich young minds and gently guide. It is pondering ancient verities and finding new truths. It is making the world a better place by sharing what we know. That's what it is to be a professor at Florida State University.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Dean Witter, there are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. And the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. We've played 20 minutes and 37 seconds. We've had 10 possessions and 10 punts in the game. Ball is thrown to the sideline by Thad Busby. Intended for Harrell, and Damian cannot reel it in, so it's an incomplete forward pass, and it's second down and 10.
Here's a look at the field position. Florida State normally this season has started on their 42-yard line. Today inside the 20. They've had 4 first downs in their first 5 possessions.
That far back, though, make them feel like they're in quicksand.
Well, it could be a lot worse, though, too, Keith, as you know.
Be careful, that's for sure. They're throwing in this series. Completed to Davey Ford out of the backfield. And Ford, instead of just lowering and dropping his shoulder and going on north and south, got a little tentative there, and he was lucky to get his first down over Jason Bostic.
It's a nice play by Busby. The linebackers are blitzing. Somebody's got to pick up Ford swinging out of the backfield. Nobody even went out with him. And that's a nice tackle in the open field by Bostic.
Dee Feaster comes back into the backfield now for Florida State. Davy Ford started. Feaster had been the starter. And, of course, Dee is the junior from Rock Hill, the veteran of the group. That Busby having a lot of time to throw. If you give him that much time, he's going to find that man, Peter Warwick, and he's going to pick up that kind of yardage. 11 yards and a first down. Give you some idea about the Florida State football team. 31 freshmen have played so far this season in 5 games for them. 15 true freshmen and 16 redshirt freshmen. And, of course, that's brought on by all of the dismissals and the players lost and all of that.
Well, I think we're seeing that around college football in general, Keith. A lot of players, the real good ones, are only going to stay 3 years. They're not going to stay 5 years, so why not play them their first year? Injuries and what have you, like you said, they're good enough to play them.
It's first down, 47-yard line. Ball is handed to Feaster, and Feaster plows into the middle of it and runs into number 92 in white, Derek Shepard. ABC's college football. He is online live with score, stats, highlights from today's game. You can play trivia. You can chew the bat with your pals or sound off with the fan polls. All on America Online. The key word is ABC Sports. Gain to yard, second down, 9. Busby throwing. Tried to shake him off and couldn't do it. It was Ralph Hughes who got his 4th sack of the season.
He was just getting ready to throw, Keith. And if he would have had a split second more time, he may have had some. Look down here at the bottom of your screen. I think it's Coles is going to run right by the corner. Right there, he's got him beat. If he just had a little bit more time to throw, but that's the problem with throwing deeper routes. You need a little bit more time. And Hughes may have saved a touchdown.
Ball is now on the 46-yard line. They go to the shotgun on 3rd down and 12. Busby a deep drop. Throws towards the sidelines. There's whistles and a penalty flag that's thrown just about midfield. Referee is Robin Wood. I gave you some of the officials a while ago. I'll give you the rest.
Dead ball, delay of game, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Oh, that was a late whistle because they'd already snapped it. Michael Samples, the head linesman. Richie Williamson, field judge. Ernie Benson, the line judge. Side judge is Daniel Post, and Virgil Valdez is the victim.
Bobby has given up the play calling. He did that last year, maybe the year before, to Mark Richt.
If they don't get some points up there pretty soon, he's going to be sitting up there with Mark.
He's going to start calling plays. No, he wouldn't do that. But he might make a suggestion. You know, you loosen him up, you throw some deep. You know, he won't tell him what plays to call, but he'll say, well, how about a reverse? How about some gimmicks? How about throwing deep or run the ball this time?
That ball is thrown to Peter Warwick in the traffic, and he's grabbed by Shepard first and wrestled down just short of midfield. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half of play. No score between Georgia Tech and Florida State. And here comes another punt. This will be number 6 for Keith Cottrell. Harvey Middleton, who's a burner, is standing back on his own 10-yard line for Tech. Didn't get all of it. Middleton may have a chance here. Got a little daylight. Wiggled around for a bit and finally found about 5-6 yards. We go back to 1992 as Smith Barney remembers the birth of Florida State's famous fast break offense. Charlie Ward, his team down 21-7, 4th quarter against Georgia Tech. Ward accounts for 206 of 207 yards in an amazing quarter of play, 3 touchdowns, and the Seminoles pull it out 29-24. From just outside the 22 now, the Jackets go to work with Hammerman handing the ball to Wiley. Wiley trying to run the corner, won't get there. That is a tough corner to run, folks, because that's where Andre Wadsworth lives.
Well, and you've got the speed, too, Keith, of the linebackers, Green and Bush, Cowart. It's tough to run wide on the Seminoles. Georgia Tech has had the ball for, they've had 5 possessions, and they've punted it all 5 times, Keith. And they've made 2 first downs, so offensively they haven't done a lot.
Larry Smith is back in, incidentally, here in the second quarter, his second series. Hamilton just sort of dumps that ball off to Wiley. Wiley.
A good tackle by Samari Roll.
Certainly was. You could hear that one downtown. Sun's about to pop out. It's been overcast the last 2 days here, and we're about to get some bright sunshine. Very comfortable, though. We've been in the low 70s last couple of days. Put the ball at the 26-yard line. Call it 3rd down and 6 for Georgia Tech. Here comes Phipps to the bottom of the picture now. 3 wideouts coming out together. Out of the shotgun. Hamilton's pass is completed to Stiegel. And Stiegel is belted, but he holds on, and he's got a first down.
Hamilton doing a nice job, Keith. He knows when he spreads out those receivers, he's not going to have a lot of time. Watch the protection. Takes a couple of steps and lets it go. And Ralph Regan, the offensive coordinator, knows this and says, all right, let me spread them out with my alignment. Spread them out, and then you don't have to run so far. And quick passing, then you don't have to hold the ball so long.
Philip Rogers is a single back for Tech now. And Hamilton says, whoops, there's something amiss here. I need some conversation with the boss. So they spend their first timeout. That leaves them 2 with 3:50 to play in the first half.
ABC Wednesday is so funny that if we played the following jokes in their entirety, you'd double up in pain. Therefore, for your viewing safety, we present to you these punchlines only. Number 1.
And I take it you weren't strip searched?
Number 2.
Heck, for all I know, you taught him that Ice Cube belly button deal.
And number 3.
You suck!
If you're laughing now, wait till you hear the whole joke. Plus a bonus episode of Dharma and Greg, ABC Wednesday.
I would not in any sense anticipated a scoreless football game with 3:50 to play in the first half. But that's what we have between Florida State and Georgia Tech.
It's exactly the way George O'Leary would have written the script, Keith. He said special teams will be the key, field positions, punting, don't make any mistakes, and just stay in the game till you get into the second half.
That and the fact that the Noles had 23 flags thrown on them last week has probably made them think about it. All right, here's Hamilton. On first down. Hands it off to Rogers. And Philip Rogers has 2.
Philip Rogers on the carry. Stop is made by number 4, Corey Sanders. Number 92, Jerry Johnson.
This is kind of a backfield by committee, Keith. As you mentioned, Rogers is in there now. Philip Rogers, Charlie Rogers has been there, Wiley and Wilder. They've had 4 of them that they've rotated in.
Hamilton throws it quickly, throws it high, intended for Stiegel. He had no chance to catch that ball.
He threw it too, excuse me, partner, he threw it too quickly. He had more time. I'm sure Ralph was telling him, don't hold this ball very long. These guys are good. They rush the passer hard. But there are some times when you find yourself in a game, you have more time than you think you might.
I suspect he had the matchup that he wanted, though, Bob, because he had him over there in front of the freshman Cody.
He did, and he had some room if he would have hit him with the ball. But this defense does that to you. That front 4 intimidates you. And the linebackers and the DBs are good.
3rd down and 7 for the Jackets. And a timeout. So that timeout's charged to Georgia Tech again. That leaves them with 1 at 3:11 to play in the first half. being very deliberate, very quietly going about their business. That's George O'Leary, the man with no hat there. Here's another man with no hat, Lynn Swann.
That's true because it's not raining, but Larry Smith, who was injured, Keith, has come back into the ball game. He's on the field now. But, you know, Corey Simon didn't even suit up. And the man that we had to go to was number 75, Billy Rhodes. But Corey Simon on the sideline, undressed, went back into the locker room, dressed. Now he's on the sideline. He's stretching out. I guess they figure, Keith, if they have to use somebody, if Larry Smith can't continue to play, they would rather have Simon, go back into this ball game and try and play for him. Now, there's only 3:11 left here in the first half. They would probably not like to use him in this first half, just have him ready just in case. But obviously, there's not a lot of depth at that position for Florida State.
Yeah, but he won't get the cookies at halftime. He'll have to go out there and run around and get loose.
Simon's injury has been a neck injury, and they thought he was going to be ready this week. They felt, well, we'll hold him out one more game just to be sure.
Here's Hamilton rolling by in time, looking for help, can't find it. Turns it himself and tiptoes across the 45. They mark him out at the 46, and that's a first down. And is that a flag back over there at the 23? There's one down here, too. Well, let's see about that. But that's the kind of stuff that Hamilton can do to you.
The extra dimension that Hamilton can get outside the pocket and run.
And he has, in instances, been pretty quick to pull it down and take off. But I don't think you want your quarterback running a whole lot against Florida State. Not with Cowart, Bush,
well, as we
Green,
mentioned, Bobby's teams have played 5 games, and his defense has
illegal blocking back on the offense. 10 yards from the end of the run, and repeat third down.
That's a big penalty against O'Leary's team. But there's only been 2 quarterbacks that have finished the ball game against this FSU defense. They are really physical and really get after it.
Well, it's 10 yards from the end of the run, so it winds up about an 8-yard actual penalty. So it'll be third down and 8 here for Georgia Tech. Ball is on the 36-yard line. Clock will roll at 3:04 to go in the first half. Charlie Rogers, the single back. Hamilton staying up under center. His ball is away, and it bounces off the hands of Rogers. And again, I think you can see that the quarterback gets rid of the ball as quickly as he dares, because even then he was decked.
He held it as long as he could, Keith, and then he threw it because he was hit.
So here comes punt number 6 for Rodney Williams. It'll be the tailback, Dee Feaster, going back for Florida State, standing back near his 20. Williams been thumping it pretty good. They got some heat on him this time, and they knock him down, and here comes the flag. Here comes the flag. Tommy Polley, who blocked a punt last week, is trying for another one. He didn't get the ball, and so therefore, if you don't get a piece of the ball, you can't get the man.
Watch from behind the 2 guys right here. One of them's going to move. Polley is going to come right up the middle. And Polley is the one right here, because he had to jump to avoid Polley, and that's what they call.
So Tech will keep the ball and get a first down out of it. At 2:53 to play in the first half.
Five yards, running into the kicker on the defense is declined. First down.
So the
reason is it would not have been
an automatic first down.
That's right.
So they gave him a 5-yard tap on it. It was not roughing the kicker, it was running into the kicker, and there's a difference of 10 yards.
I guarantee you, though, if he had not jumped, it would have been on one leg, it would have been roughing.
Yes, it would have.
He probably would have tore his knee up.
Tonight on ABC, the Saturday night specials are all new. Eric Roberts, D.B. Sweeney lead the team of C-16. Then James Remar, James Belushi, and Stephen Bochco's Total Security. Dylan McDermott in the practice. All new and all tonight on ABC. Florida State ball, first down at their own 16-yard line. Busby working out of the shotgun first quickly. It goes to Melvin Pearsall, the tight end. The man that has a hold of him is Ron Rogers, and that's a pretty good matchup. Rogers 240 and Pearsall 255.
Florida State is trying everything they've got, Keith. They're trying throwing on first down. They're trying to get the ball to the wide receivers. The wide receivers are their game breakers. They're big play guys. You got Warwick, Peter Warwick on one side and Ernie Green on the other, and they just cannot get anything going.
Second and 10. That'll work. Out to about the 26-yard line and right on the marker. Then they want to see the change on that one. We'll go back to that punt situation for you now. If it had been roughing the kicker, it would have been 15 yards at a first down for Georgia Tech. It was not, mainly because Williams jumped up in the air and Polly went underneath him, and it was simply running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty. So that's why they turned the ball over to Florida State on the point of reception of the punt. So here come the chains across the field.
You did that like you've been reading your rule book lately, Hoss.
Well, I do go to bed with it once in a while. I last about 3 minutes. It is first down.
Busby is the guy that needs to make something happen in this offense. He is the fourth-rated passer in the ACC. He's #1 in total offense. So today he's 11 of 18, but he's got to get the ball to the game breakers. The defense is just sitting back, containing, not letting any big plays get beyond them.
They show blitz and then back out of it. And they throw it down the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Brian Wilkins. He had his eyes and hands on it and was on his way and didn't hold it.
He's looking for the receiver right here in the middle of the field. Let's stop it right here. You see, he's covered here. He's got a chance if he got the ball to him a little sooner. But look at the other areas. They're just dropping back in zone. Nobody is wide open. If he got the ball a little sooner, he would have been a completion.
So Busby on second down and 10 throws, and that slips into the hands of Peter Warwick. Warwick has become an exciting big play player for what he does after he catches the ball.
Well said. He's got speed, but after he ran one last week, he ran a little curl, 15-yard curl, and outran the entire Duke secondary for a touchdown.
It's first down for the Noles. The ball is up on the 43. Busby, a lot of time, looks off a couple of would-be defenders and throws the ball to the tailback, Travis Minor, out of the backfield, and Minor shows the accumulation of a little football wisdom there as he dives out of bounds, killing the clock. First down, Florida State, Tech 40-yard line.
A nice job by Thad by looking downfield. The zone was deep. All of his receivers were covered, and he went to his outlet, got it to Minor, who picked up some yardage.
But Travis was probably #4 on his list.
He was, no question.
Just inside the 40. Minute and 42 seconds to go in the first half. No score between Florida State and Georgia Tech. Florida State manifesting its first threat. And that ball is thrown low down the middle, and is it a catch? Yep. Armin Minnis, a freshman, goes down on the grass and makes the catch.
It's an excellent catch by Minnis.
First down, just short of the 15. Noles hurrying in the corner of the end zone. You had Minnis.
You saw that too, didn't you?
Busby did.
He was rolling out, and he had some vision problems, Keith. He had a defensive man in front of him, but here up here sitting where we're at, he had a man a little bit open in the end zone. Bobby's listening to he's finding out what the plays are. He wants to hear the plays before they're run on the field.
Minute and 25 to play in the first half. This is the first threat of the ball game by either team, really. From the 26. Busby throws. He's right there. It's Harrell. And Damian Harrell, who's been a very steady possession kind of receiver for the Noles this year, picks up 8 yards on the play between Myers and Caldwell. And we're coming up on 1:05 to go in the first half.
Linebackers were blitzing that time, trying to get some pressure. George wants a timeout. They're not very good. All right.
So we saw it just in time. He might right about here want to go to a different, maybe a dime package, because it appears that Florida State's going to stay with the air.
I think what he wants to do is give his lineman a chance to catch your breath.
Yeah. All right, 55 seconds to go in the first half. Let's check in with John.
Coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97, a wild day in college football. The pollsters with some thinking to do.
Yeah, number 1 Penn State, number 5 Michigan survived scares. We'll have all the highlights here at halftime.
It's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97.
Sun is out bright and shiny now. And it'll be interesting to see if Georgia Tech decides to go to a different defensive alignment here. Football rests at the 18-yard line. It is 3rd down and 3. They are certainly within the range of Sebastian Janikowski, though Bobby wasn't all that happy with him last week either. After 23 penalty flags, Bobby wasn't happy with anybody.
So we got to practice our penalties, he said. This is, no question, the best drive of the game for either offense, Keith. And I think if they throw an incompletion here, you're going to see him go for the field goal. And he just needs to get, you need to get started. Sometimes you need to get on the board.
So the defensive alignment looks pretty much the same.
It looks as though they're going to be aggressive and come after it. This is man coverage, no question.
They're coming. Busby lofted into the air. It is touchdown. Damian Harrell. Harrell just went up and got it over Jerry Caldwell. But credit Busby, he put it in exactly the only place that Harrell could catch it and Caldwell could not. Janikowski for the extra point. It's good. So with only 50 seconds to play in the first half, Florida State scores. The lead 7-0.
What he saw was single coverage on the outside because of the blitz. Take a look here. Look at all these guys inside here, and this is the man he's going to throw it to. Just going to go straight down the sideline, and Busby says, I'm going to him one-on-one. Harrell is 6'3". I'm trusting in him. I'm going to throw the ball somewhere out there, and he's going to go win the battle. Now, he wasn't open. He was covered tightly, but he saw the ball, and the defensive man doesn't see it. And Harrell goes up and takes it away.
Caldwell played it pretty tough, though.
He did.
Easy.
He did. The only thing he doesn't see is the ball.
Yep.
He does get his hand up there. He just doesn't get up there at the right time.
So Janikowski now, who has a history of kicking the ball beyond the field of play, but didn't do that all that well last week either, will tee it up.
And their coverage was poor. The kickoff coverage wasn't real good. But you look at that drive, Keith, that's the biggest drive of the ball game. And that's something that Florida State can take in at halftime and build on coming out in the second half.
But it was all pass.
Yeah, no question. It's been all pass for Florida State this year.
I mean, this fella, Sebastian Janikowski, got no hair on his head. Boy, he can thump it. Except he thumped that one in the wrong place. He knocked it out of bounds, and Georgia Tech's going to take that thing up on the 35. Tonight at 7 Eastern Time on ESPN, one of my favorite games of all time. Tennessee and Alabama on the 3rd Saturday in October. Oh, the leaves are turning, the moon is full, the possums are running, and it's always a great one. And it's tonight at 7 Eastern Time on ESPN. Alabama and Tennessee.
So you always do that.
Old General said
weekend in October.
One time in his locker room for the Volunteers, men, touchdowns follow blocking just as surely as night follows day. From the 35. The officials called the time here. I saw a Florida State man bend over as if he might be sure to win. I got a kick out of the comment. There was Whitaker. Noted in the ball game with Duke last week, Jason Whitaker said, he was reflecting on the Duke game and said he's a sophomore offensive guard, said he missed television times out. He could never remember playing a game at FSU when he didn't have those extra television timeouts. He ran out of wind. He was playing so hard.
That's good. That's good. They had 21,000 there too, didn't they?
Yep.
Mark Richt, the offensive coordinator, getting ready to come down. He had 7 possessions, I believe, and the first 6 were not pretty. And finally, starting on their own 16-yard line. They have not had good field position. They've been backed up inside their own 25 on all 7 possessions. That time he got one in.
I got a kick out of Mark yesterday, and he came in and he's wiping his hands, said he'd been carving pumpkins for the young'uns.
Yep.
We sometimes forget that these are men with families and private lives too. They work hard. There's a little quick pop thrown inside curl by Middleton, who's a very dangerous man with a football in his hands. He picks up 9 yards on that play. That was Damian Harrell's first touchdown of 1997. In fact, his first touchdown since 1995, and Samari Rolle is down. You remember Harrell was out last season due to injury, so he's closing out his senior year. Here's the injury to Samari.
Watch the, I think it's Bush is going to hit him from the right side. And Bush's power pushes into Samari Rolle right there. I don't think Rolle expected the pile to be that heavy. I think he was planning on hitting Middleton and not hitting Bush. Bush, of course, the leader of this defense. He is
he's in graduate school.
Yeah, he is. He's finance. He was in finance.
Yeah, but he graduated in finance, but he's now studying in graduate school sports management. And he said he about drowned in the gender equity problem. It's a really complicated thing to study.
He may go back to finance.
Yeah, he might. 2nd down and 1. Hamilton's pass thrown down the middle, and it is incomplete. It was Mike Sheridan going down the middle looking for it. Dexter Jackson, the fellow, number 11. He almost came away with it.
It's Fryer, number 35, that just makes him throw the ball high and almost tipped that ball.
McCorkle is shaken up on the secondary roster, and Fryer, the corner, would have to go over and back up Jackson at safety in case something happened to him. So they've got a lot of people not really hurt, just dinged up. Oh, dropped the ball. Slipped right out of his hand.
Yep, and that happens too. It slips out of your hand sometimes. Your hand gets moist or wet. Sometimes the ball's a little slippery. Ralph said, I had the man open. We had the play we wanted. How can that happen? And that is not incomplete pass. That's a fumble.
Florida State calls the timeout. You've got 4th down and 9. The punter will be standing back around his 25-yard line or so to hit it. And Florida State looking to see whether or not maybe old Peter can pop one.
Well, you got that right. You know, they are either block one. They blocked one last week and ran one back a few weeks ago.
Here's a note on the Bowden family presenting the Home Depot Coach's Fact. Take a look at this. Bobby, of course, has been here at Florida State 22 years, was at West Virginia and Samford before that. But the sons, Harry is over at Auburn, 6-0, leading the SEC Western Division. And Tommy Bowden in his first year at Tulane. And the Greenies, the Green Wave, leaves the USA Conference with a record of 3-2. And Bobby, of course, tied for the lead in the ACC. You might say it runs in the family.
Not a bad coaching job, wouldn't you say? You know, and Bobby, you know, he doesn't call the X's and O's as much. He doesn't get involved in all that stuff. But, you know, the lifeline of a college program is the recruiting. And there is nobody that can do the recruiting as well as he can.
In the kitchen with Mama, there's nobody better.
Yeah, he can still do that, and he enjoys that part of it. I'm not to say he doesn't enjoy the involvement with the players in the games. As long as he's here, they'll still have the lifeblood, and that's the players of any program.
There's nobody deep for Florida State. So all that surmising that I was going through is a bunch of nonsense. Williams kicks the ball, and it rolls down and rolls dead at the 11-yard line. Didn't amount to a hill of beans, did it? Score at halftime. Florida State 7, Georgia Tech nothing. Yep, 7-0.
At Ford Motor Company, we're experimenting with a backing up warning system, which sounds a signal to help you avoid hitting what you can't even see. Sometimes you just have to go backwards to go forward. Ford, quality is job one.
What do you think? I think we've had 14 possessions and 13 punts. Not good if you like offense, but a lot of defense.
Well, Georgia Tech's frustrated. We have some tape of the coaches and the Yellow Jackets on the sidelines as O'Leary and Ralph Friedgen were talking to their charges about getting the offense going.
Come on, they're not stopping us. They're stopping us. We're losing our poise.
Hey, you guys stop penetration. They're coming underneath you and you're not flattening that thing.
Trying to pull the ball out of here.
Listen, all we want is 4 a carry, man. That's all you want.
Hey, we turn up this.
4 yards a carry. Georgia's saying that's all we want. They still want to run the ball. They want to. He likes what's going on. They like they're only down by 7. Just 4 yards a carry.
But they're only averaging 1.7 in the first half, and that's why he's a little bit upset. Janikowski just kicked the thing out of the county, and there will be no return. It'll come out for the 20 for Tech, first down. Now the Dean Witter halftime stats.
Georgia Tech only has 75 total yards. Florida State has 169 total yards, and average start is inside their own 20-yard line, and that's what Georgia Tech wanted. They wanted to play a field possession game.
But we're getting down to the point now where they're down by 7, and they need to do something themselves.
Well, and
Wiley and Wilder in the backfield.
They want to stay in the game. They've done that.
And they start the second half just like they started the first half. In fact, I think it's the same play. They just ride it off to the left side to Charles Wiley, and he picks up about 2-3 yards.
Well, I'm sure George told them at halftime, you know, we're only down 7. We're playing well. We just need to move that defensive line. This defensive line is not going to move too easily. They haven't moved for anybody all year.
Nope, not this one. Stay with the ground game. Go back to Wiley, and Wiley will get it up near the 25, and here's Lynn Swann.
Hey, Keith and Bob, I know O'Leary might have said 4 yards to play, 4 yards to carry, that's all they need. But when he came out at the start of the second half, he says what his offense has to do is make the big play. He wants to go after me. He said, offensively, we've been playing a little bit conservative. We have to open it up more the second half. So if he can get 4 yards to carry, that'll help him out to loosen up the Florida State defense to go for the big play, Keith.
Out of the shotgun with 3 wideouts, and they throw underneath. It's just over the 30. The pass is caught by Matt Guba, a tight end. And the man is standing right on the 30-yard line, and that ought to be a first down because they put the ball right on the 30. Even I can figure that out.
7 possessions in the first half for Georgia Tech, ended in 7 punts. No turnovers. They've got a great punter. He's 6th in the nation, and that's kind of what they wanted to do. I mean, they actually have obviously like to score some touchdowns, but field position.
gets it away. High looping throw downfield. That is incomplete. And Samari Roll actually almost took it away from Derek Stegall.
Samari Roll did a nice job in playing that ball and turning himself into the receiver. And the offensive receiver, Stegall, turned into the defensive back and trying to get away from it. Nice effort.
Ball rests exactly on the 30-yard line for 2nd down and 10. It's been a dark day so far in college football. I mean, a lot of people have been scared. Some of the unbeaten have been beaten. That's a quick little throw, and it sails over the hands of Middleton. Harvey Middleton has been controlled today. He and Chevin Smith having a little talk as they go back toward the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure but what Chevin Smith hasn't devoted the bulk of his time today to shadowing Middleton and taking him out of the ballgame.
Some of it, and Middleton was complaining there that Chevin may have held on to him. There's no question that Middleton is their go-to guy.
He's caught 2 balls for 12 yards.
Came into the game with 23 receptions, 3 touchdowns on the year.
That's Juba, the tight end. He gives Hamilton a little block, and now he throws to Sheridan. Good. At the 41-yard line behind Troy Saunders, 1st down, Georgia Tech at the Florida State 40.
3rd down from behind the defense. It's going to plan rollout. Everybody is blocking the defense to the inside. He throws a nice play. Sheridan didn't make an effort to get a foot down. Sometimes an effort will mean something to an official. But he just caught the ball and kept running and didn't make an effort, but the official gave it to him. I think he was in.
Uba, that tight end, came over, and he was the man that helped double up on Wadsworth to keep him out of the quarterback's face on that play. Hamilton gives it to Wiley, and Wiley runs into number 1. His name is Samuel C-O-W-A-R-T. Cowart. Yes, sir.
He's doing a little talking there. He missed last year with a knee injury. So far this year, he's picked up 2 fumbles and ran them in for touchdowns. So he seems to be where the ball is. He leads this team in tackles coming into the ball game.
Yeah, he had a 6er last week against Duke, didn't he? Duke gave him fits. Blue Devils jumped all over him in the 2nd half, though. They had the Seminoles scrambling around, even though they did win comfortably. Again, they send a tight end over here to double up on Wadsworth and give Hamilton a little time. Now he gets sandwiched. Wadsworth got a piece of him along with 27, Tay Cody.
Stop was made by number 27, Tay Cody.
That is not good stuff for your son to coat, this section here.
They're double teaming Wadsworth to get the quarterback out and around. This time there is no receiver open. The coverage was good, and Wadsworth gets back off the double team to get part of the tackle.
39-yard line, 3rd down and 9.
Here they come.
And Hamilton tried to split it and run by him and couldn't do it. Larry Smith, number 96, got him.
There's 4 defensive linemen, but there's 3 linebackers standing up, and all 3 of them are going to be coming. They walk up into the line, and once the ball is snapped, they're across the line of scrimmage, just like a jailbreak. They're in the backfield.
All you can think of to say when you're looking at that is, Mama, here's the punt. Tail dragger. And down at the 1.
Nice play by that young freshman, White.
He just went down and the ball bounced right to him and he put it down. So they pinned the nose deep.
Thrifty has some great numbers for you, starting when you call this number, 1-800-4CARS. Get great cars and great rates like a Dodge Neon or other compact for just $29.95 a day. Plus, earn up to 2,750 Advantage miles from Thrifty with our Rent to Earn program. You have our number, 1-800-4CARS, or call your professional travel agent. It's fast, it's affordable, and best of all, it's thrifty.
With Plymouth, this is what you pay for, and this is what you get. Take, for example, Plymouth Neon. You get all this. And now these special savings. Get $1,500 cash back or 1.9% APR, so you can save over $2,700 in finance charges. One more time. This is what you pay for, and this is what you get. Plymouth Neon, only at your local Plymouth dealer.
Oh, hi, honey. Am I excited about Thursday? Of course, Thursdays are at anniversary. Of course I planned a trip. Yeah, we're taking the Orient Express to Spot in Thailand for bird watching. Love you too. Bye.
New Visa Platinum.
Did you go to Thailand?
With a world of purchase power for the unexpected, including that trip you never thought you'd take.
This was such a surprise.
Yeah. New Visa Platinum. It's everywhere you want to be.
At 70 degrees below zero, everything freezes, including your judgment. Into thin air. Death on Everest. ABC November.
At the start of this football game, I told you about Rodney Williams and how field position would play an important part. This punter, number 2, has done a tremendous job, and the special teams unit have also backed him up. You see this punt right here, going right up against the end zone, but they're the speed guys on the outside. They're downing it inside the 5-yard line. Now look at this, number of punts on the left side, return yards, almost nothing, and look at the net yards each time. Field position has been critical, and Georgia Tech has won the battle this afternoon to give themselves a chance to be in this ball game, Keith.
All right, the ball is almost touching the goal line. It's just inches away from the goal line on the first snap, and they'll just try to wedge it out a little bit as Busby takes it and gets out to the 1. Just get enough room so that your punter has a decent chance to hit it when time comes for it. There's Rodney Williams.
He's done the job that George O'Leary, he's using him as a weapon, and he's kept him in the ball game. This is on your own 1-yard line or 1-foot line. This is not where you want to start offensively. The best chance to get it out of here most of the time is to throw it.
It's 2nd down and 9. They stay with the run, and the run will work out to about the 5, close to the 6 with Travis Minor, and they've got that freshman from Baton Rouge in there now. And if there is, in fact, Be Careful country available or in this territory, that would be it. Inside your 5-yard line, you wrap that thing up and look for all the handles. Third down and 5. Got the first down. Pete Warwick just went up, went right to his knees and cradled it. And now the Seminoles have a little room behind them.
Well, it's play action. You can't see the one-on-one coverage on the outside, but when you have confidence in your wide receivers and your quarterback and your passing game, you just say, all right, drop back and throw it out there one-on-one and pick up a first down.
It's on the 13 now. Same stuff, except the ball's a little higher to Damian Harrell, and he's able to turn it upfield for an additional yard. If they should take this all the way, this drive would amount to 99 yards, 2 feet, and 10 inches.
You know, as a quarterback, Keith, you're not thinking that when you're on the 1-foot line. What you're thinking is, let me get a little room here. Now let me get a little more. Now let me make a first down. Now, let me make another first down. Oh, now we got a nice drive going. Now this would be a good drive now.
The game is a simple act of real estate acquisition.
Yeah. That's what they're looking for from these young scat backs, these young freshman running backs. They're not big.
Well, neither was Warwick Dunn.
That's right. But you got to have some kind of blocking inside. 70 is Trey Thomas, one of the best offensive linemen around. That's Tillman, 26, saving the touchdown.
Now the Noles are working out our own 34-yard line at 8:49 to go in the third quarter, leading Georgia Tech 7-0. In a field position ball game. Busby's pass caught and then dropped. Incomplete. When he came down with it, Damian Harrell lost the ball. Here's Smoney.
Talking about what his offense needed to do, not go for the big play, but go for the small play, nickel and dime him down the field. He said this ball game is in Busby's hands. He's got to complete passes. He's just been a little bit off the mark this day, Keith.
Looks pretty good to me. That's Ernie Green making the catch, keeps his string of consecutive games in which a pass has been caught alive. Goes down to about the 46-yard line.
I saw Hamilton and Georgia Tech rolling out with the quarterback at the top of your screen. He went down, broke back to the inside. It's 33 straight games that Ernie Green has caught a pass.
Ball is near the Georgia Tech 46 now. Busby with protection, throws, passes caught, and Harrell almost got away. There were two guys there. One of them hit him, but he was big enough and strong enough to handle him and took the hit from Jerry Caldwell and almost spun out.
When you get away from the shadow of your own goalpost in your end zone, then the yardage seems to come a little easier.
Second down and 3. Here's a little delay out of the backfield with Minor carrying. And he'll have a first down at the Georgia Tech 34-yard line. Derek Shepard the tackle. And right now the Seminoles are counting up the Georgia Tech defense. I've seen no reason to believe, Bob, that Tech is going to be a big comeback team against this Florida State.
Well, no,
I don't think anybody is.
There's more talent wearing the red jerseys or the garnet jerseys that are in white, and it's finally showing, I think. But O'Leary has played this game the way he needed to play it. They're playing to their strengths. They're not making turnovers, field position. Their punter is probably one of the best in the country. We know that, and he's used that. His defense is a containing, take away their big plays, force them to make all these plays to get down to get a touchdown, and your chances of winning still aren't that good. It's a pretty good Florida State team, but he's held them off for a while.
On second and 10, Busby runs away. 3 people had their hands on him, and he picks up a first down. So Busby, who is 6'3" and 220, he's got a gimme.
It's a nice play by Thad Busby. First of all, he makes the decision that everybody's covered, and then he gets away from a couple of tackles right here, and then he sees the first down marker and picks that up also.
Now they start the chop and the chant, and the ball is inside the 23.
What the Seminoles have done, Keith, have gone to the no huddle once they've gotten out midfield.
Blitz coming, stop. Flag down. Tech's blitz effort might have been a little soon, or somebody might have moved when they saw the blitz coming. Sometimes it's hard not to when you see that big guy coming.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
Keith Brooking, for example, coming on a blitz can cause no flinch.
Well, you got these offensive linemen, the guards in the center that are down there, and they can't see too well. They're looking out of the top of their eyes and out of their helmet, and they're seeing these guys, these legs coming at them, so they know something's coming. And they want to get up as soon as they can. Florida State rushing on this drive has been 34 yards. They only had 9 yards the entire first half.
Run it again with Minor. Touchdown! 22 yards for Travis Minor. There were some very good blocks thrown to get that Travis Miner headed down the sidelines. Janikowski's point after is good. At 6:58 to go, they go 99 yards plus 12 plays, lead 14-0.
Of the story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Get low 4.8 APR financing or get great lease rates.
Life isn't just measured in days or years. It's measured in doorways and walkways. Or a favorite sweater, long outgrown. At State Farm, we give our policyholders a yardstick of their own. It's called the Family Insurance Checkup. It helps them measure their own needs and pick the coverage that's right for them. So call your agent for a checkup. Because insurance, like other things in life, is something you never want to outgrow.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today? By Circuit City. Answers in every department. Low prices all over the store. By Plymouth. More fun, more car. That's Plymouth. And Nike. The offensive line for Florida State, good job, obviously, in that long drive. It was a clock-killing drive, and they lead 14-0 with 6:58 to play in the third quarter. And there will be no return. That ball was kicked at least 10 yards deep into the end zone.
Keith, a key block on the that last touchdown. Lavernius Coles is right out here on the outside, and the defensive man watches it as he comes in and makes his block. Watch what the defensive man does. He follows him in. So he gets the block right there, and his defensive man comes in with him, covering him. And there's nobody on the outside. Not only was that a great block, but a drive to start the second half, Keith. 99 yards. You couldn't want anything better than that.
It's a will killer for the other team. Here's Hamilton going down the line with it now and turning it upfield himself. And now you may start to see more and more of this because Georgia Tech needs to get something on the board. That's a pickup of 7 yards.
12 plays, 99 yards. It makes up for a lot of the frustrations that the offense of the Seminoles had in that first half when they had the ball 7 times and had to punt it 6 of those times.
There was Ross Bannon being talked to there. Another one of those big women. And there was contact, I think, there in the middle between Larry Smith and Craig Page, Page being the Georgia Tech center.
Dead ball, offsides, the defense, 5 yards and first down.
So that run by Hamilton was 7 yards, a 5-yard penalty. They moved the chains. The ball comes out to near the 33-yard line where it's a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Philip Rogers, and they pummel him out at the 43-yard line and close to another first down.
This defense, Keith, is so quick that if you run that option, you better be ready to make decisions very quickly. And they haven't run many options here today. Take a look at this. Nicely done. Hamilton can run it very nicely, but you take the chance of getting your quarterback pounded by these big defensive linemen. Mickey Andrews, as they take a look at the measurement, Keith. Mickey was telling us yesterday about Larry Smith, that defensive lineman that was injured early in the year. He says they thought about moving him to offense in the spring. In fact, they did. They thought he'd be a good offensive lineman, and he wasn't wild about the idea. He hurt his knee in the spring, and then in the fall, came back in the fall. He said, well, he didn't get any work in the spring. We better move him back to defense. And boy, his attitude changed. He was back where he wanted to be. He didn't want any part of that offense. His attitude, and he's been playing really well.
It was a first down, as you saw, at the 43-yard line. And Hamilton back, so pumps it, now goes with it. And Sheridan stumbled a little bit, and it's intercepted. Tay Cody has an easy interception as Mike Sheridan, when he made his turn upfield to pursue the pass, stumbled and fell out of the race, and it was easy.
And the only guy who was on the same page with Hamilton there was Cody. He comes up with his third interception on the year, and Hamilton was trying to get an out and up going. Top of your screen, little motion. When you don't have a lot of time to sit back there and think, you got to throw it quickly, and there's never much time when you're playing against the Seminole defense. That's Bryant, number 40.
And the Noles caused another turnover. They've had 8 down, 3 games. Davey Ford is in the backfield with Thad Busby. He swings out of there and goes as a receiver. They throw the ball to Ernie Green. Foot race now, and Green's going to win it. Touchdown, no flag. 66 yards.
We said early on that this offense is explosive. They've scored on their last 3 possessions, 2 in the second half and the 1 at the end of the first half.
Janikowski for the point. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. 21-0 Florida State.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Let's go!
Go get help, boy. Hurry!
Craig Lambert isn't too worried about how to invest for Zach's college education. That's because he works with a broker from Dean Witter. Together, they developed a long-term investment plan to help take Zach wherever he wants to go.
Clients feel most comfortable with our ability to see things from their perspective.
Now, when Craig looks into his son's eyes, he can see the future and smile. Dean Witter.
We measure success, one investor at a time.
The 22nd career touchdown for Ernie Green. He's caught passes in 33 consecutive games. He's finishing up a brilliant career. Janikowski's kick is high. Got it a little fat and it's short, taken at the 16-yard line by Steve White. And White comes back to the 33.
When the halfback motions out of the backfield, watch what it does to this linebacker. He's going to come out there. The receiver's just going to go into the vacant area after the defensive back lineman comes out to cover the halfback. Little slant over the middle, and E.G. Green just outruns the secondary.
He, incidentally, is the 7th player in Florida State history, according to the notes, to collect 2,000+ receiving yards. So they've been throwing the ball up here for a while since Bobby came to town.
Bobby's been throwing it for a long time.
Here's Swanee.
And Keith, what you have to love about the Florida State offense is their ability to take the short, conservative play and the talent to make that short play one of the big plays in the ball game. They should have been doing this all day long, where you throw the short pass and you rely on E.G. Green or Peter Warwick to make the right moves to make that short pass play into the touchdown. Because of the blitz, because of the man coverage, somebody that makes a mistake, these guys turn it upfield and they're in the end zone. You get all the rewards. You get the short play, not a lot of risk, and these guys make it a big one. Keith?
No question the Noles offense has come alive here in the 3rd quarter. They scored in the closing minutes of the first half to take a 7-0 lead to the clubhouse, and they've come back out here and go 99+ yards in their first drive, and the second one was boom boom 66.
Joe Hamilton.
Heat's on him now. He's got to take a little more risk. On first down, just beyond the 33. Turns it in the middle. And grabbing a hold of him is number 90, Greg Spires. He didn't abuse him a whole lot. He just grabbed him and dropped him on the ground. Says, little fella, beat the ground.
Yes, sir. So Hamilton has thrown the ball 18 times, and he's been knocked around quite a few times today.
Joe is 5'10", 180, a sophomore from Alvin, South Carolina. He's going to be around 2 more years to trouble folks in the ACC.
Mickey Andrews said he's the most improved player in the ACC this year.
Well, the receiver quit on him. Didn't help him out at all. The receiver went wide to the sidelines and was looking back to see where he was. And by then, it was too late. Philip Rogers came out of the backfield and swung out to the sidelines, and he could have been a good alternative. In fact, Hamilton wanted to throw to him, but he'd stop.
Again, I say that this is the #1 defense in the land, total defense-wise and run defense.
They will wear you out.
They are quick, and it is pressure. Watch the defensive line get up the field.
Larry Smith, number 96, tracked him down. Larry Smith now is a 288-pounder, 6'5". He had chased all the way through the backfield looking for those little people. Then he saw one go by and said, aha, and he went and got it.
Well, Wadsworth was bound and determined not to be hooked on that play, and that's why he took off for the outside, forcing the quarterback up inside.
And it's 4th down. So here's the 9th punt of the day as the flag hits the ground for Rodney Williams.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
Take a look at what Andre Wadsworth does. He's running laterally because he doesn't want to get hooked. He's been hooked several times, and that allowed Hamilton to get outside. Mickey Andrews on the sideline says, don't get hooked, so he just took out wide to keep him contained.
Williams' longest punt was 57. This one may be longer. All the way back to the 9-yard line to Peter Warwick, but now he's got some daylight. And the traffic gets him up around the 32, and a penalty flag across the way. That is a 56-yard punt.
South of the baseline, number 72, Skip Mercer.
Blocking the back during the return, 10 yards from the spot of the foul and first down.
Next Saturday, this is the schedule for you of regional action. Northwestern at Ohio State. Northwestern was leading Michigan State at halftime. Out west, Arizona, Washington State. There's a Big 12 matchup that'll be determined. And Clemson, Maryland in the ACC. So check your local listings or call your cable operator. And let's put the football now on the 20. 3:02 in the third quarter remains. That ball's thrown underneath, intended for Warwick. And the back judge downfield throws a flag. Keith Brooking, the linebacker, was just getting a little frustrated now. He's going to hit anything that moves.
He's getting out of his league.
Defensive pass interference, penalty, first down at the spot of the foul.
A linebacker covering a wide receiver. That's when you know they're playing zone coverages, when you've got a linebacker on a wide receiver to the right side. Good protection is there.
That's kind of picky, wasn't it?
Well, couldn't see it all.
First down at the 25. Busby hit as he throws, and the ball sails away incomplete. Thad took a lick from Chris Edwards, a linebacker. He's another one of those underfed sophomores, 220. Worthing, get him in the weight room, big old frame like that. He'd be playing nose guard one of these days.
They don't have many seniors on this
they're young.
Yellow Jacket team.
The ball's thrown well down the middle and almost reeled in by Marvin Minnis, a little bit behind him. Had a nice tight spiral on it, and all of a sudden Minnis, with that quickness of his, had run away from the line of fire. When George O'Leary came over to Georgia Tech, he played a whole bunch of freshmen, but that number has steadily declined as time has gone along into this third year. And now there are 4 true freshmen on the team.
Yeah, and they plan on redshirting most of them. And that's the mark of some depth on the ball cover. You have to play all your freshmen.
Third down and 10 for Busby. Well, there's double coverage on that. He tried to force that thing into Minix. And they hammered him. Tillman and Justin Robertson.
Well, he's going to throw it right down the middle of the field. That's a good play, it looked like, from that angle.
Going to send you home with a knot, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cottrell's punt is out. Middleton waits, looks for help. There isn't any. Down just about where he caught the ball at the 41-yard line. 37-yard punt, return of 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter.
Keith, we talked about this pressure defense for Florida State. I mean, they get upfield, and the key to it is the aggressive defensive line. The problem starts when the linebackers walk up into the line of scrimmage. This tactic confuses the offensive lineman, unsure whether to block the defensive line or the linebacker, or who to block if he blitzes. And you know, it really creates confusion, and the speed and the aggressiveness of the whole thing. That's the style that a lot of teams are playing now, that aggressive defense with the linebackers up in the line.
Hamilton's pass hits Tay Cody right between the numbers in the back. Harvey Middleton was over there, but Cody stepped in the line of fire and took it right between the shoulder blades. So it's second down and 10.
Bobby was telling us yesterday, I asked him, I said, Bobby, offensively, you know, you're an offensive guy. Tell us how to beat your defense. I mean, what would you do? He says, how does your offense do against your defense? He says, we don't let them go against one-on-ones because our offense can't beat them.
That's Philip Rogers. Trying for a little crack there, and he didn't find much, 2 yards. So they'll be looking again at 3rd and long, and it seems like they've been there most of the day. I wouldn't want my offense scrimmaging this crowd.
No.
It could take away a lot of the spirit from half of the locker room.
They've got some young pups coming up behind these defensive ends. Spires and Wadsworth are the 2 seniors, and they'll be leaving. And they've got a couple of young kids that are really going to be good. They get all the top players, Keith. That's where recruiting, and Bobby does such a great job in getting these high school All-Americans.
That's Wadsworth. They rode him like a pack mule in the Sierra, and he still went in there and got it.
The 3rd sack of the day, and the first for Wadsworth. Wadsworth is on the right side.
And now watch it. Holding him. They're doing everything in the world except they did mug him, but he went on in there and did it anyway. And then along comes the second hit, and that was a hurt.
Well, Hamilton would get down.
Yeah. That's a rocket from Williams. Wow. And it's into the end zone. That's got to be the big one of the day, isn't it? 64 yards. He's pretty good, that fella.
What are you going to do about it?
Rodney Williams.
We got to have time. We got to have time.
Probably a lot of folks who work on Sunday saying, go get me that fellow's phone number. That one, too.
Wadsworth with 2 sacks on the day. Came in with 6, so he has 8 on the year. He leads the ACC in sacks and is probably going to be the #1 defensive lineman taken. Probably the #1 defensive player taken in the NFL draft in the spring. And what a nice guy, Keith.
Yeah, he's bright.
He does not act like a defensive lineman. I get this thing about defensive linemen looking mean and spitting at him.
Well, we all didn't shoot him like that.
I mean, they're supposed to be big and ugly and mean, you know. Andre can speak well, and he's a nice guy. And
I had a manicure once in a while.
Just well spoken.
21-yard line, gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9, half a minute to go into the 3rd quarter.
As a walk-on, Andre was Wadsworth. It's a great story for walk-ons.
25-yard line on the catch by Melvin Pearsall. And so we have gone through 3 as soon as 9 seconds ticks away. And the Noles come quickly to the line of scrimmage like they want to run one more before the quarter's over, but they won't. ABC Sports presentation of college football comes back after this message and a word from your ABC station.
I never met a quarterback, never met a quarterback I like.
I want to take him out. It's sissies. They're a bunch of pretty boys. Pretty boys. No ifs and buts about it.
A bunch of, watch out. They're easy to intimidate. I can taste it when I hit them hard. Easier to dominate. Just a bunch of prima donnas. Take out the prima donna. Prima donnas. That's what I'm paid to do.
I'm just shocked they know the word prima donna.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, Chili's baby back rib. I want my baby back, Chili's baby back rib. Barbecue sauce. I want my baby back, Chili's baby back rib. I want my baby Chili's baby back rib. Barbecue sauce. I got my baby back rib.
Chili's grills like no place else.
Ohio State needs a win to keep pace in a Big Ten race. They host Northwestern or other regional action next Saturday.
For centuries, man has been awarded for his pursuit of excellence with a simple icon that says it all: the gold medal. Now there's a new standard for excellence, the 1996 Chairman's Award, earned by one Ford dealer, the upstate's own D&D Motors. Exceptional customer service in sales and vehicle service put D&D in the top 2% of all Ford dealers in the nation. So when you go to buy your next car, ask to see the Chairman's Award. It certainly simplifies the choices, now doesn't it?
You know, I've told a lot of people about the Palmetto Bank recently, and you may be wondering, why? It's simple. I like banking there. And now they've made it easy to switch over. This kit will guide you through the simple steps in moving your account. You can pick one up at any branch or call 1-800-PAL-BANK and they mail you one, no obligation. I just figure, why deal with big impersonal banks anymore? Life is too short.
Why wait? Call 1-800-PAL-BANK today for your easy switch kit.
Weather Scan 13, the best weather in the Carolinas.
This is college football on ABC Sports.
Number 3 ranked Florida State, undefeated, leading 21-0 after going most of the first half without scoring. That ball is thrown to Lavernius Coles, and they're going to give him a catch. I don't know how he got it. I thought the tech man was between him and the ball, but somehow it slipped through. Kofi Smith was trying to knock it down and was not successful. So you get a first down for Florida State up at the 32-yard line.
There's the numbers on Busby, 23 out of 37, 280 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and he's having a good day.
He's having a good season. This is Davey Ford. The Tech defense is now obviously tired. They've been on the field a lot, and Florida State's wearing them down.
And Florida State is getting some rushing yards, but they're doing it, Keith, out of a shotgun passing formation. That's almost a draw play. Still not getting a lot of yardage from their I formation with 2 backs, but they're getting it from their pass look and not from a run.
Same stuff. Kofi Smith, who found his way to Atlanta from Florence, Alabama.
Talking to Bobby yesterday, Bobby Bowden, about Busby and how he's been doing, and you know, and Bobby says, you know, he's doing well, but he says, but I get frustrated with him sometimes because he's a little inconsistent at times, and he came in with such high expectations. Bobby says, you know, he thought he was really going to set the world on fire, and then he had to wait his turn. He had Charlie Ward here, then he had Cannell got his turn, and then it was Busby's time.
That's Ernie Green. Down at the 37-yard line. And the first down for Florida State. Here's John.
Keith, Texas A&M against Kansas State. And Mike Lawrence takes the handoff in the backfield. Nice move there to his left. Then untouched to the end zone, 7 yards. 23-10, K-State has the lead. Keith.
So it would appear that another, was A&M undefeated? They were, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
So another one's going to fall. Air Force fell. Ernie Green now 5 catches, 109 yards and a touchdown. Staying in the air, pumps it. Now he's got him wide open and overthrows it. Lavernius Cole.
Oh, Thad wishes he had that one back. He had to throw it early. There's a look at Mark Richt, the offensive coordinator, who called that play. You know, it's one thing if the quarterback doesn't have time to wait for that hook and go, because it takes longer. But Thad was not rushed. He had all kinds of time. He could have waited until he made the break and see how far it was open.
That's Marvin Minnis on that catch. And he's out of bounds just inside the 17.
One thing about this no-huddle offense, or this that they're using, you don't have much time to think about one play because the next one comes real quick.
Right. Note on Lavernius Coles, too. He had missed all but one afternoon of practice this week because of pre-med lab. Bostic trying for an interception there, but can't come away with it. He is in pre-med. He's playing football and going to pre-med. That's a chore. He's running about a little less than a B right now, and to get into med school, he's got to be looking at B+. as a little boy, he used to he didn't run 3 miles to get to the library and all of that. So he's apparently a very enterprising.
It's a great story, and he does miss practice every now and then.
Busby swings it out to the back, out of the backfield forward. And there's a penalty flag. Dropped at about the 15-yard line. Pete Warrick was the man with the ball, wasn't it? No, it was Ford out of the backfield. It may have been Warrick doing the blocking, I guess, and he got a piece of him.
Watch this right here, Keith. This is where the foul is going to be.
Warrick.
Watch it, and the official's going to be right looking at him, right at the bottom of your screen. Oh, I didn't do it. My hands are up to show the flag. There's the official. The flag slipped out of his hand.
It's a pretty big cookie jar.
He knew it.
Ten-yard penalty, 2nd down and 17 on this snap. Over the back, out of the backfield again. This is Travis Minor.
Pass is complete to number 23.
They got him marked at the 21. It'll be 3rd down. Third and 14. Holds down to the bottom of your picture. He's going the other way, and he's got it. And it's just a bit beyond it. Ernie Green reaching for it, defended by John Myers, and the ball just didn't hang up long enough, and the ball stays in the air. He catches it.
Yeah, if he could have thrown it a little bit higher, Keith, and a little longer, threw it up and over instead of on a line, I think he would have had it.
And it's this kind of thing that gets Bobby Grumman. Right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's Sebastian Janikowski, who arrived and took over the kicking duties, and Bill Gramatica left, withdrew from the team, is going to transfer. Go someplace where he can kick, because he didn't feel he could beat out Janikowski, who's got a powerful leg. That's a 38-yard field goal, and that makes the score 24-0, Florida State.
Thanks for the truck, Dad. What'd you do? Not much. Where'd you go? Kurtz. You still talking about moving that old barn? No.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Had a scratch? No.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
In 1984, two computer scientists envisioned the impossible, a seamless network of computer networks. They invented the router. Cisco Systems was born. Out of Cisco came internetworking, and now directing millions of messages a day. Their equipment makes the internet possible. Cisco will be there as web users soar to 200 million by the year 2000. Where do you learn about companies so integrated into the future? Exactly. NASDAQ.com.
My name is Anda Andre, Director of Design for Ian Schrager Hotels. I direct the creative effort of building all the hotels.
We are our worst competition, so we just have to keep up with ourselves. I think as long as you have to be competitive in the world we are living in, anything that helps, you should get.
Medusa's Child, ABC November.
Time now for the Burger King play of the day. Tim Dwight grabs this punt, sets up, and takes off. And watch, he's going to pick up a great block as well. Cuts back the other way. Look at that. Two guys wiped out. And then back to the right towards the end zone. 61 yards on the touchdown. It made it 21-7 for Iowa. He had 171 all-purpose yards, but Michigan wins.
12:09 to play as Florida State will kick off following the 38-yard field goal by Janikowski. He left puts it on down the road into the end zone, about 8 yards deep, and no return. So the Georgia Tech offense has been stifled. At the conclusion of the game, select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Over the years, Chevrolet awarding some $6.5 million to general scholarship funds of our colleges and universities. Well, Chief Osceola and Renegade have been relatively quiet today. Only 24 points scored. But it would appear at this point in time to be enough. First down for Tech. Hamilton, chase. And not close to the 30.
He's been under pressure all day, Keith. This defensive line and linebackers have been chasing him all over. This is the part you don't see when after he throws the ball. You hardly ever see that. Those are big, quick defensive linemen that are catching up with him too.
More. Lamont Green on Philip Rogers.
Lamont Green acted as if he were the only one that hit this guy down, but he had a couple friends that were helping him. Stevens was one of them.
Demetrio Stevens.
52.
Well, that talent comes off the bench like that, you know, and they got fresh legs and they're eager and they're looking to improve their status.
That's right.
3rd and 1.
Dead ball delay on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Defeat.
Georgia Tech today, they've had 11 possessions. They haven't done real well with them. 7 times they have been 3 plays and out. I think that speaks to the defense that you're playing against more so than the offense that they're running.
Pressure coming. Again, they run him out. Sam Cowart blowing in and coming across to make the tackle is Troy Saunders, who's getting a good bit of playing time in the ball game, and Hamilton is hurt.
Stop is made by number 4, Troy Saunders.
He takes a hard hit, and time is taken out for Joe Hamilton. Coming into this game, running back Charles Wiley needed 36 yards to get over 1,000 yards in his career. He's only been able to get 20 so far today. So he's in trouble. So you got a timeout here for an injured Joe Hamilton, and he's going to have to leave the game, which will open the door for Brendan Shaw.
Why is America on America Online?
It puts the whole internet right at my fingertips.
You can send instant messages just like that.
The news is breaking. I've got it now.
I can stay a little closer to my family.
You've got mail. America Online. Easy to use. Friendly menus.
Put in the disk, click, you're online.
And we've been working night and day to more than double capacity and make it even easier.
I got homework help, and my dad thinks I'm a genius.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
With the exclusive driver control system, a little security in an insecure world.
More people who make a living with their tools buy their tools at the Home Depot. And with our incredible selection, all at guaranteed low prices, it's a pretty powerful argument for why you should shop here too. The Home Depot, where people who know their stuff buy their stuff.
I got no claim.
Considering the cost of today's exotic multi-metallic engine parts, shouldn't you use an antifreeze coolant with a patented new formula designed to protect your entire engine? Zerex Antifreeze, extreme protection for today's engines.
Let's go back and take a look at Joe Hamilton and see what happened. He's scrambling around. Saunders, number 4, brings him down, but I think it's Cody right there. Hits him with his helmet. Almost speared him.
Brandon Shaw replacing Joe Hamilton at quarterback, and once you're injured and time is taken for you, must leave the game whether you come back or not. And Shaw trying to sneak for the first down. He's a big fellow, 6'3", 219 out of Marietta, and he appears to have the first down. Now they're talking to Joe. Mickey Andrews made a comment yesterday that in 5 games, only 2 quarterbacks had made it all the way. Now it's 3 and 6. Or two quarterbacks and 6.
Yeah. 2 opposing quarterbacks made it the whole game. And I mean, he's not trying to brag or anything. He's just saying it's just the facts. They play a very physical style of game. I'm sure Steve Spurrier and some other guys would tend to differ.
There's a penalty flag thrown across the way, and we've got another Tech man down on the field. It's 64, Ken Solage. The big tackle is down as he collapsed under the defensive rush of Florida State. And it's at 9.5 minutes to play in the game now, and a lot of Tech people are getting beat up as they get tired. And when you're tired, that's when you get hurt.
5-yard penalty, first down.
It'll be 1st and 5 as we look at ABC's NFL Monday Night Football live at 9 Eastern. Indianapolis and Buffalo. Anton Smith featured there, becoming quite a star up there. He's splitting time with Thurman Thomas now. Todd Collins figures to be at quarterback. Jim Harbaugh, the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. And Kelly Hayes is on his way to Buffalo. Huh?
Indianapolis,
is that what it is? Well, you're in the house.
Inside.
You're in the house.
Salaz got hurt, not from the man, but he gets fallen into from behind, right side of your screen. He's wearing a knee brace on both of his knees, as a lot of the offensive linemen do, and that is a lot of times that's how these offensive linemen get hurt, not from in front, but usually from behind when somebody falls on your legs.
Kenny's from New York. His mom and dad came over from Armenia, but he born and grew up in this country. And he's become a good football player. Here's some news about Joe Hamilton from Swanee.
Well, I guess it's the good news, bad news. The bad news, obviously, that he got hurt. The good news is it's not really his knee, Keith. It's his quad. It's bruised. They're not quite sure if he'll go back in and play the 7:27 to play. Is that 9:27? Excuse me, to play in the 4th quarter, Keith.
Well, that'd be a pretty good time to get Brandon Shaw some seasoning, and I don't think they're going to win this football game.
Now this game is over with, and they need to keep the troops healthy as much as they can.
Well, in real truth and under the circumstances, 24-34 doesn't make any difference. So Bill Madigan will come on now and replace Ken Solage. Madigan is another New Yorker, sophomore out of New Hyde Park. The deepest penetration of the ball game has been the Florida State 41 for Georgia Tech. They've been across midfield just twice. It's 1st down and 5 now for the Yellow Jackets as Shaw gives to Charlie Rogers. And the quick one will pick up a couple of yards.
Charlie Rogers on the carry. Down to make by number 11, Mr. Jackson.
Solage is in pain. They get 2nd down and 3 now for Georgia Tech after the offsides penalty. stay with the ground. And Charlie Rogers runs into that bunch up there, including Larry Smith. And Charlie at 180 pounds hits Larry Smith, and he bounces. "24-0 Seminoles. Going to remain undefeated. They came into this number 3 in the country. Nebraska playing today number 2. Penn State.
What do you think?
Slipped by.
What do you think? You think
Minnesota,
you think Penn State's going to slip out number 1 with that scare? I mean, they were behind the whole ball game up there.
Draw sack. Spires finally put him away. Well, I don't have the foggiest idea. I don't vote the polls anymore, thank goodness, and I'm never going to again as long as I live.
That's Spires' second sack of the day. Pressure all over, and Spires, Powers is there. Spires is going to pick up the sack. He had 6 sacks last year playing behind Boulware and Wilson.
And it's 4th and 9. It'll be the 11th punt of the ball game for Rodney Williams. And Florida State trying to block it, but he clears it. And a fair catch at the 32-yard line. Peter Warrick continues to field the punts downfield, and we've got 7:26 to play in the game.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness. All other travel is mere dust and hotels and baggage and chatter.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you've got to keep your engine clean too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burnoff. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great, but it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By the Document Company, Xerox. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So it's Florida State back to the attack. First down at their own 32-yard line. And it's Vanez Gooch in the backfield. That's Marvin Minnis in trouble trying to get some. Peter Warrick, number 9, trying to get upfield with the ball. Here's the coaches poll as we started the day, and you can see those who have won and those who lost, and you see LSU a loser.
Penn State barely won, coming from behind, as did Michigan at number 5.
Nebraska won handily. North Carolina's tonight. I think Florida State has won rather handily myself.
I do too.
And Florida's winning over Auburn.
But there were some close calls.
They ain't over. This is Ernie Green. Oh, look at this.
Highlight stuff right there.
My goodness. That's pretty good stuff. Almost all the way when it appeared he had no chance to go anywhere.
It's a little bit reminiscent of Ike Hilliard and Riddell Anthony last year, Keith, playing for Florida. But when you got Peter Warrick on one side and Ernie Green on the other side that can catch short passes and turn them into big gains like this, you know, everybody says, where's your running game? And I know down the road you're going to have to run it, but you don't concern yourself too much. You want to get the ball to those two guys.
This is Gooch, number 20, out of the backfield for that little short gain.
The two playmakers on the outside. Peter Warrick has a quiet day going. He usually gets up over 100 yards. His average is 108 receiving yards per game, but it's been Ernie Green today.
Time remaining, 5.5 minutes. And the Noles have control. That's Minnis. And Minnis is in for the touchdown. Marvin Minnis. That's his first career.
He doesn't get to play much because he's behind all these guys.
But he will. He is a streak.
He's a redshirt freshman.
Green has the big day in yardage, 166. Been spread around pretty well as Janikowski makes the point. And it's 31-0 at 5:24 to play in the game.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in his Chevy S10. It's one of a kind, just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Let's see. It says here you're lazy, highly unmotivated. You have a problem with authority.
Yeah, I've got 2 references to prove that.
Well, the only thing I can say is, you demand! You demand!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Technically, I can't give you a raise yet.
You're right, policy, schmolicy.
Don't panic if the market drops a few points.
Don't run for cover every time some economic indicator hiccups. Don't let short-term thinking influence your long-term investments. Buy carefully, sell reluctantly, and do business with a firm that understands that sometimes an investor's greatest asset is patience.
Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
We're at 31-0 in our ball game. Coordinating producer of ABC's College Football is Tony Tortorisi. Today's game produced by Jay Rothman, directed by Chip Dean. Our technical director is Gary Larkins. And I'll tell you about the rest of the folks in a minute because we've had a penalty flag thrown on the kickoff. While they march that off and we watch, our associate producer Margaret Schaefer, associate director Fred King, production manager Joe Alvarado.
Procedure on the kicking team. Kick out of bounds. The ball will be put in play at the 35.
Thank you very much. Technical operations manager Jim Licata, assistants to the producer Chapman Downs and Jason Lewis. Our statistician is Mark Ometto. Our spotter is Kelly Hayes. Our computer stats Craig Rothberg. Our sideline coordinator David Hatter. I'll give you the folks in New York in a minute. At the 35-yard line. First down for Georgia Tech. Joe Hamilton shaken up out of the game. Brandon Shaw replaces him, throws the ball to the sidelines, and it is incomplete. The pass was broken up by Dexter Jackson, intended for Harvey Middleton, and Jackson has owned Middleton all day. College football today out of our studios in New York, produced by Charles Copland, directed by Calvin Haywood. Our technical director, Gary Boyarsky, and the New York remote coordinator, Bruce Clark, Indiana's biggest basketball fan.
Boilermakers won today, didn't they?
They did, 45-20.
They're probably leading the Big Ten by now.
I'm glad I'm not having supper with you. Shaw rolling and going down. Sacked on the play inside the 30-yard line, and here's Swanee.
Okay, the wide receivers for Florida State as a group know that they've been carrying the load for this offensive unit. So when a young player like Marvin Minnis makes a catch, nothing special, just turns upfield, uses that speed, and makes a big play, everybody gets excited because they've got attitude as a group, they've got the confidence, and you see Warwick on the other side, Peter Warwick, he's as happy just as if he scored the touchdown. They're very close. Every game before the game begins, they walk the field, stake out the territory, and say, it belongs to us, Keith.
Tell Marvin to save something. That's only the first one. Oh, that's a good catch. And a good catch by Sheridan, and a whack by Tay Cody.
Cody, I like that kid, Keith. He's just a redshirt freshman starting in the secondary, and there aren't many young defensive backs starting on Mickey's secondary.
Well, he was one of the very top players in the state of Georgia, apparently. He's from Blakely. Bobby Bowden has always got a few 15 or 20 of them coming out of South Georgia.
He's got 3 interceptions on the season, 1 in this ball game, and the thing they like about him, not only can he cover, but he can tackle.
12th punt of the day by Rodney Williams. Oh, this didn't get all of this one. And it's Peter Warwick. Penalty flag. I think that's probably a push in the back.
Jeremy Field, big dog, how y'all? John, what's up, baby? What's up, over?
After a scenic trip by Robin Wood, this announcement.
Illegal block in the back on the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Tomorrow night, The Wonderful World of Disney on ABC presents Melissa Joan Hart network premiere Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the movie. Then Christy Swanson stars in the world premiere of Bad to the Bone, all tomorrow night on ABC. Dan Kendra has arrived on the scene, all 245 pounds of him. There he is. Last time we saw him against Miami, he took off one time and turned in a heck of a run, the longest rush of the day. Ball is bumped to the outside to Manez Gooch. And Bobby said for sure that Gooch is going to get a start pretty soon. So is Travis Minor. Lee Feaster has had his. And Davey Ford had one today.
That's good. He's given everybody a chance to play. They all want to start a game, and I think it keeps them all alive, Keith. I think if you don't say that or don't treat them I think you're going to lose some of them along the way, and you're going to need them before the season's out.
Kendra ran for 48 yards in that ball game against Miami. Good run. This is Gooch turning upfield and getting a first down as the penalty flag rests in his wake. And the time remaining just under 4 minutes. We were talking about George O'Leary a while ago about the New York folk, but George is only the 10th coach in Georgia Tech history. Penalties against Florida State. And Tech's been playing football almost 100 years. And from 1904 through 1966, some of you might not know, but there were only 3 coaches at Tech all those years. John Heisman from 04 to 19, Coach Alexander from 20 to 44, William Alexander, and Bobby Dodd from 1945 to 1966. Look at the strength of that arm. I mean, that's a strong arm, folks. There's another penalty flag, but he's out there on one leg and just threw a hummer to Myron Jackson. Ineligible downfield. So they wipe it out. This happens when you get reserves in the game. Georgia Tech has some time off now. They play North Carolina, which is the #4 undefeated team, going into their game against NC State tonight. They play them on October 30, and then they get Virginia up there, and then Old Foe Georgia at home.
Looking at the national picture, Keith, if I would told you, ask you to pick where about Alabama, I say, all right, you pick Alabama, Colorado, Miami, Notre Dame, Texas, BYU, Arizona State, and Syracuse, and I told you that none of those teams were in the top 25, what would you say?
How to go on fishing. Because the season wouldn't be worth watching. Downfield, big arm, long pass, caught. 41-yard line by Jermaine Stringer. That's a 36-yard pass play. Kendra threw a rainbow right on the money.
He's getting a good lick there. And this is, you know, Mark Richt tells him, just if they're covered one-on-one, throw it up, and I'll have those receivers protect you. I'll have them go up and fight for the ball. And the worst thing that will happen is it'll be an incompleted pass.
We got a penalty tacked on to the end of it. So a personal foul tacks on another 15, and the ball sits now or inside the 45-yard line, and they'll run it with Gooch. And he tiptoes out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. You were talking about the national picture and the national teams. That we are in the shadow now of some very, very meaningful football games over the next 4 weeks. That we may get through 4 weeks and find nobody undefeated. The way things are going.
There will be some big ones in the ACC coming up, Keith. As you know.
Well, look at this, though. I mean, Penn State, they've got to play Michigan, Michigan State. Michigan's in State College, but Michigan State's up at East Lansing on November 29th. You know what kind of weather you can find in certain parts of the country at the end of November.
Nebraska is only at Colorado. I mean, they seem to have the easiest schedule. North Carolina has to go to Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Clemson. Michigan is at Michigan State next week, at Penn State, and then Ohio State.
And the Wolverines were involved in the war, and Michigan State didn't have it easy against Northwestern either. In fact, when last I heard, Northwestern was leading them. There's another penalty flag as Kendra takes off. So the game has become very, very ragged in the closing moments of it. It's a holding call against Florida State.
25, Troy Tolbert.
We may very well wind up without an undefeated team this year. Again, this year.
Here we go, man.
Florida State and North Carolina are going to bang heads. When is that? November 8th?
I think so. Yeah. November 8th. It's up at Chapel Hill. But I saw that Arizona State was handling Stanford out on the West Coast today. And on November 1, Washington State has to go into Tempe to play Arizona State. So Cougars being one of the undefeated teams, and Washington will get Arizona State up north. So that helps. Look out for Coles. He's got it. Oh, that's a pretty play. Kendra threw it perfectly, and Cole just ran right around the defender and slid under it and took it home.
Well, he pumped, and it was a hook and go. It was Kendra had plenty of time to pump on it. They're just having fun out there now. Peck's worn out. 2:15
4:15 to play in the game. 38-0, Florida State.
Chile's famous fajitas our legendary marinade. Grilled fiery and tender. Something special happens with every order. They're guaranteed to capture your attention and your appetite.
The aluminum in your car radiator is as thin as this sheet, and it's the only thing between you and a breakdown. But Prestone Antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming a zone of protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Protect your car in the Prestone zone.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
As the years go by, some slow down and take it easy. Some don't.
Like a rock.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Presenting the Valvoline Big Play Rebate and Sweepstakes. Save $4 on a case of Valvoline Motor Oil, and you could win one of 6 Mark Martin signature Ford Thunderbirds. Here comes Mark now. He's up and right on the money. Valvoline, the #1 choice of top mechanics. This ball game has been resolved. There's no question about it. Florida State prevails again over an outmanned Georgia Tech team. Tech came in with a good 4-1 record and undefeated in the conference, but Florida State just wore them out and then turned up the heat in the second half. So Janikowski will kick it off for the Seminoles. He's got it beyond the field of play.
I could play on that kickoff coverage team.
Yeah, those guys kick it off at the stadium. What are they doing? Tending to Andre there?
Northwestern 19-17.
He's all right. I like this comment where you asked him what team he'd like to be drafted by and where he'd like to play, and he hummed and hawed a little bit about going to a cold weather team, but then said, well, I guess after I go to the bank the first time I could buy a warmer coat. I reckon. 2:09 to play. Brandon Shaw lets her go, and it is intercepted. It is picked off by Abdul Howard, and he returns it to the 33-yard line. And right now, we're liable to get some players that even Bobby doesn't know.
Well, Abdul Howard is a true freshman. He's about 5th or 6th or 7th to get in at the corner position. So they've got him stacked up pretty good down through the years here. 46 on the left side of your screen. True freshman. Has his man covered, can catch the football, and now he can run it back.
Back in the old days when you could really put him away, you'd have a coach at this point in the game turn to an assistant and say, are you sure he's ours? Jeff Cheney is in the ball game. Time permitting, we'll have Thrifty Carver post-game report for you, featuring the scores and highlights from across the country. And there have been some dandies today. I guess the biggest nerve twister probably had to be that Penn State-Minnesota thing, though. Yeah. That was a season maker for the Gophers, and they just missed. Chris Wenke in there at quarterback now. No, it's not. It's Outson. Marcus Outson. It is an option. As a matter of fact, Outson was running the option for the scout team this past week as they prepared for Georgia Tech.
That's probably why he's in the game.
Probably.
Probably because he did a good job of giving a picture of the option this week. He gets in the ball game.
Did pretty quick. they're going to bring the chains all the way across the field to measure here with 1:09 to play in a ball game that's been long since decided. 38-0 right now. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game were Rodney Williams, the punter of Georgia Tech. And here's what Rodney did today. On 12 kicks, he averaged 46.1 and killed 6 of them inside the 20-yard line. For Florida State, linebacker Sam Coward. Sam had a quiet day. He only had 15 tackles. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for academic achievement and assist those in financial need. It's been a Chevy tradition for more than a quarter century. And we appreciate their participation. Been some nice people. We've gotten to know a lot of nice people across the years being associated in that program.
Are you getting a little sentimental here?
No, I'm not getting
You feel a little older, do you?
No.
You feel a little older?
I just miss seeing old friends like Don Elliott and Bob Lund and folks like that.
Yeah.
Goes back a long time.
You tee it up with them a little bit?
No, a little bit now and then. Just 23-yard line. Didn't go like you, though. I couldn't win it. Manez Gooch will go for the first down on 2nd down and 1, and that'll get your clock rolling. And I would imagine if the officials will keep their hands in their pocket, we can finish this thing very shortly. Here's Swanee.
Well, Keith, Warwick Dunn is standing in the end zone. I was talking to him a little bit. He said he talked to those young running backs. He just told them to relax, take it easy, don't worry about making mistakes. He said Coach Bowden and everybody else will yell at you anyway. Just let it happen, it'll come to you. It's a tough thing to try and establish a running game and when you have so many young people, but he said just relax and go with it, Keith.
It's a little different. The game is still going on. He's holding court in the end zone. Life changes, doesn't it?
Well, Keith, he was walking off and they were chanting for him, Warwick, Warwick. You know, they love him down here.
Oh, yeah.
He means the world to this program and what he established and what he represents as a young man, not just as a football player. And we sure look forward to seeing Tampa Bay next year on Monday Night Football to see him in action.
Doing a good job over there. Well, this one's about history. Florida State remains undefeated as they beat Georgia Tech 38-0 and will almost surely remain number 3 in your national poll. So the Bobby Bowden Express rolls along in Tallahassee. And we'll see you next week with more college football here on ABC.
She'll seduce anyone, use anybody.
Shoot him several times.
Even her own brother.
What have we done? We haven't done anything, and you must have the wrong number.
Beauty's only skin deep.
You trying to kill me or what?
But this girl is...
If I were trying, you'd be dead.
Bad to the bone.